Throw gang, bonjour. We are joined by mon ami, Lawrence Schlossman, and moi, James Harris.
Bonjour.
Welcome to the weekly Running the Boys with today's full episode live from Paris, only available on
www.throwingfits.fr.
Nice. Before we get into just running through the whole week.
Yep.
And some thoughts and observations and the only perspective that matters. Let's get into a fit check.
It is Paris Fashion Week, to be clear. We are coming to you live from our Airbnb in Paris, France.
Yeah. Let's get into a fit check, Lawrence.
Okay. Well, I'm just wearing socks. I met the other socks guy, Oscar.
Okay. Shout out to Nagi, my tennis homie.
Yeah, I saw Nagi as well, but shout out Oscar, shout out Nagi, shout out Socks. The jorts are 18 East. The belt is Maxim Henry. The beater is Hanes. The popover is OL Emporio Armani.
I've never been a beater guy. I feel like this is like well established, but this week had me considering like Googling like where do I buy beaters in Paris?
I mean, that the whole point, right, is that you don't like get sweat on your shirt. Yeah. You could like, okay, if it's hot enough like it is here, you will sweat through a beater eventually, but it does add another layer of protection, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a prophylactic for your torso.
Yeah. That's why I threw on the torso condom for the Hermes show. All right. Continue on.
So you didn't buy any beaters is what you're saying?
No, I didn't know.
But you were close? Okay. The hat is Have a Great Day magazine. Congrats to Will Mahoney on putting out another issue, I think 5 years after the first one, or maybe the second one.
And the draws?
No jewelry. No draws. No. I think they're Supreme Hanes. And then I have a...
You okay?
I sound worse for wear. I feel fine. I mean, we had to get up really early today for a fashion show.
What time do you get up?
Well, by the way, I walked there. It took me an hour.
Yeah. You woke up at 8. Your alarm woke me up.
How is that possible?
Because I hear everything. And I'm sure you hear everything.
I just hear you clomping more than I haven't heard your alarm or anything. Did you set an alarm or you just wake up early?
I wake up early.
Damn.
That's not true. Here with jet lag, I always
so like if you like, okay, you have to be out of the door whenever for this fashion show. You bike there. You have to wake up at what 9 probably to get ready. That'll just happen.
I set my alarm for 8:15, but I was up.
You beat it.
Well, your alarm woke me up. So yeah.
Oh right. In this scenario, but I'm just saying on a normal day where we weren't living together, you would beat your alarm. Is my point.
I would not sleep until I would not miss the 10:30 a.m. fashion show. No.
10:30, but okay,
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
The water is how do you pronounce this? Volvic?
Yes.
Jenna Googled water in Europe that's most like smart water, and this is what came up.
Nice.
So this is what I've been drinking. And yeah, I got some Zin if I feel like it, because I'm addicted to smoking all over again. Pack a day. We're here.
Wow.
Everything that I talked about that I said I didn't like want to do literally less than a week ago, I just completely they're not resolutions. What do you call that? Grand designs,
promises.
Yeah, they were all broken.
Self-improvement.
It was all completely broken.
That's okay, man. It's Paris Fashion Week. All right.
Yeah. What about you, bro?
I'm wearing Hear You sandals because it's too hot for socks.
Socks.
The shorts are Dries Van Noten.
These are fucking. I didn't get a good look until we were in the crazy, taxi on the way back. These are fucking sick.
They're fucking crazy. They were too.
Are they hot? Because they're a little
heavy. They're too much to like wear. Because like you get here and you have grand designs like you're saying on like whatever, living life properly or getting fits off wearing crazy shit, at least for me, right?
Sure.
And then I think we're going to talk about this, but like I just end up just wearing, because it's especially with the heat and because you're on your feet all day, all night, you end up just wearing like the most regular shit for me, at least. So I've just been wearing Our Legacy, Emporio Armani, just like khaki shorts.
Even to a show? Like,
yeah. Because the difference.
We have nice summer clothes.
Yeah, but you and I aren't like, I'm not going there to get like flicked up. So I'm not trying to like wear like an eye-catching fit. I'm like, I want to not die in this heat.
Gotcha.
It didn't help. But yeah,
function over form is what we're saying.
That was the last show, and I was like, let me get a little fucking
and Hermes at that, dude. For real. That was we'll talk about it. That was a fucking movie.
That was cool.
A zoovie.
The undershirt, because I did go no raw dog on the torso, is Engineered Garments, and I think it protected the Yoko Sakamoto shirt from getting sweat through.
Fucking pink guy over here. I didn't even realize we were doing a whole little fucking palette.
Whatever Jonathan Anderson. Jonathan Anderson says we're doing pink. We're doing pink. Wait, what do you think of Dior, Lawrence? Kidding. I don't actually.
I've heard you talk more about Dior in the whatever you're talking to it with like a person we see at a fashion show. I'm like just surprised. I didn't think you cared.
What? I said like two things.
And I just hear you. I don't know. I felt like you were talking about with Tom earlier. I was like, okay, let me get some insight here. I personally am not paying attention.
Yeah. The hat is Small Talk Studios. The jewelry is Jill Sonder, secondhand silver, and a little new little piece I picked up here in Paris.
Do we want to do haul stuff? Like when we talk shopping, should I I guess we're pretty close, whatever. But do we want to do haul stuff?
Like show it off?
We've done that before.
No.
Okay. All right. I can just describe it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll grab the shirt.
Fine, grab it.
But no, when we get to it, I'll grab
it. The damp draws are Hanes and sipping on a clean canteen of Paris's finest. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Let's do it, dude.
Let's start with the travel day. All right. But no, let's start with the review of the Airbnb. Let's set the scene for those that don't get to see the fucking generic AI art behind us.
Yeah.
This not really comfortable couch. And yeah, how would you rate this Airbnb?
Out of what scale?
10?
Okay. It automatically gets a 5 because it has AC, which is a luxury on the continent. Well, but this is as good as AC gets here. The fact that they even have, so it's in the living room, it's not in the bedroom.
Yeah, there's no AC units in the bedroom, so we just sleep with our doors open. And then there's a electrical wiring issue where the master switch kills all power, but if it's on, you can like turn your room lights off, but then it has this living room light that stays on 24 hours
permanently.
And so like
when you're sleeping with your door open to get the AC, you also get light from the fucking light. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, and being up early, I was cognizant of this, and I think I tried to tell you, I don't know. Being up early, I'm like brushing my teeth and putting my contacts, taking a shit with like my iPhone flashlight because I can't come down because if I turn that on, it turns on the room and it turns on the lights in your room.
Damn, you're doing that shit like a fucking, that's like the equivalent of being a pilgrim in 2025.
I'm like, are we good? Like
you're just shining a flashlight into your butthole, or you have to TP to see if you got everything
onto the toilet paper that I brought from New York.
Yeah.
How's the toilet paper been?
It's okay here. I brought wet wipes. The wet wipes are here.
Okay.
And they're being flushed strategically. No, dude, are you kidding me?
Strategically?
Yeah, because again, we're not trying to have any pipe issues, so they go down one at a time.
Yeah, I think this Airbnb sucks dick.
Okay, I said 5. What are you giving me? I'm gonna go 6.2.
I'm gonna go like 4 point. Well, like Airbnb's in Paris or Airbnb's.
Yeah, that's why I asked the scale, because it's like, what are we grading this against? We've stayed at some good air. Like the one in Milan was
one
awesome.
in Milan is fire because that's like someone's home, right? This is
is straight.
Oh, bro, these are all these units.
Yeah,
are Airbnbs.
We're in an Airbnb, like kind of like a village.
Yeah, there's some models staying here, and
males or females.
Well,
have you asked them to come hang out?
No, but I passed this Korean female model, and she's trying to go up the stairs by her iPhone flashlight.
So
she doesn't know that like there's like a whatever, like a little temporary light you can turn on.
Oh, I didn't either, because I was gonna say the biggest gripe is those stairs. The stairwell is a death trap, and the way that they're carpeted makes it impossible to it's like an optical illusion. It's like impossible to see where the next step is. I have stumbled up and down while sober, mind you, multiple times. Never busted my ass, but it's like
Did you bust your ass while drunk?
No, I think I was just being like extra careful. iPhone flashlight, like a fucking pilgrim in 2025, dude.
So this model, like I hold the door for her or whatever, and she's like, excuse, I'm going to do a French accent because I'm not going to do a Korean accent. She's like, excuse me, do you know where I can buy weed?
I love that.
Because we're clearly fucking like Airbnbers, and I'm like, oh, no, but like if I find out, I'll let you know.
I had I was talking to a friend of the show, Amine, aka Adam, and there's a whole process and like this, all the way to travel with weed out here is very interesting. But I think the prevailing sentiment, at least amongst expats and people coming from the States, is that the weed here is garbage.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's like to the point where it's like not smokable, and like you do not want Parisian weed. That's what I heard.
Word.
So good luck to your Korean model friend.
So the Airbnb is fucking ass. Mainly that everything's just like paper thin. I can hear everything. Electrical issues. AC's trash. Whatever. We're in Paris. We're fucking
Also, how much time are we spending here,
living
right?
life. Yeah, true.
This is literally a pit stop for taking a poop in the middle of the day, and then a place to rest your head at night, and then wake up your podcasting roommate.
Let's talk about the travel day though.
Oh yeah.
So you almost fucking got home alone, bro.
I was standing at the wrong gate.
All right.
They changed the gate, and
No, they didn't.
Yeah, bro.
It was Terminal 1, Gate 4. That was always the case. I walk out of the lounge and I run into you and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And you're like, "It's like the flight."
No, I said they're boarding a flight to New Zealand, then we're next.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I forgot about this. You're so right. That was such a baby ass move. Oh, and also I saw
you would have missed the flight.
What's funny too is I saw Marcus from Minted, who you had never met before. I guess you met him at the airport. You met him when we got to Paris in the airport. But him and his boys were in the lounge. I said what up to them. Obviously, we're going to the same place. They waved at me and walked by me as I was standing at the wrong gate. I'm like, yo, baby, why didn't they give me a heads up?
This guy's going to a New Zealand Fashion Week, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out, dude, with a bunch of fucking Kiwis. I would like to state for the record that the information that I had on my physical boarding pass was the wrong gate, dude. They changed it. I swear to God, I wish I
had a physical boarding pass and it said Gate 4.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. Mine did not.
Well, I had a nice little run-in at the lounge with you saw Marcus Minton. I saw Dev Hines. And he saw my racket. He's like, "You playing tennis, man?" He's British. And yeah. And we were like chatting a little bit. He's like, "Yo." I was like, "Yeah, you want me to fucking try to loop you in?" And then we'll get to that later. But do you watch movies on the flight or do you just go straight to bed?
No, the big thing I was doing was I was downloading that night's episode of Love Island, and it literally, as we're I should have been in airplane mode, but as we're literally taking off into the sky, I got it. So I watched Love Island. No spoilers because I'm not even remotely up to date. I've not used a VPN to watch it here or anything, so I have no idea what's going on.
It's gonna have so much to catch up on.
Well, and the worst part is I've basically already been. It's impossible to avoid.
I've avoided.
Oh, there's been massive spoilers. There's so much happening, and I am so mad that I'm out of the loop. But either way, I watched an episode of Love Island and then tried to fall asleep. And while normally I can fucking bust down on the red eye and get some shut eye, it was not happening for me, and it was bad.
This is my group chat, my reality group chat, because it's I'm scrolling past it, but it's all invisible ink messages.
Oh, smart. That's very nice of people.
They're being nice to me. Yeah. Yeah. I watched some Paddington in Peru
to get ready to come to Paris.
Well, I heard it's really good.
Oh yeah, people love that shit.
But then I thought it was a prequel, but I guess you have to have watched the other Paddingtons to get it. So
how many are there?
I'll just watch Dune 2. I don't know. A bunch. Shitload.
That's a full ass franchise.
Yeah.
I did watch Ratatouille at home with Jenna to get it.
Nice.
I'd never seen it before to get excited. It was actually quite fantastic for a baby movie. But yeah, Paddington, Peru, never seen it, never will.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
All right, we touched down. We missed the Stein show.
That sucks, dude.
Which sucked. That was really unfortunate because we love that brand. It's cool to get the invite. Who
did they
helped me finesse that? Was it Jesse Hudnut? I think it was Jesse Hudnut. Shout out Jesse.
First question, was this their first ever? This is not their first runway show. It's their second, right? They did one before, maybe.
Someone said I think someone said it's their first, maybe in Paris or maybe first runway period.
Oh, right. I
but they've been around for a minute.
Yeah,
a long time, but
no. But I remember hearing the same thing. I forget who we were talking to, and I remember being I feel like that's not true because I've seen runway. I think I've seen runway pics before. Either way, yeah, that's a bummer, dude. It was literally there was no way it was going to happen.
Yeah,
to get from CDG. Oh, also that cab driver I feel had us. We almost died multiple times.
I wasn't paying attention.
I was napping, but then we'd be woken up with him almost either getting hit by another car or hitting a pedestrian. Dude,
cruise driver is not great. We saw a guy fucking almost. Well, I think he's alive. We saw an old man that had clearly was on a bike and just got hit by a car.
Did you see the accident or we just saw the aftermath?
I saw the aftermath
because I was on your side of the car. So holy shit,
he's just laying there.
Yeah, prayers up for fucking that garçon
for Jacques. The first thing we do, the Orley show. What a way to start off the week. It didn't start until Steph Yaka was seated.
Oh yeah, they literally were holding it for her. That's power, dude.
I joked. I made that joke to her. And she's like, no. It was definitely. She's like, I was late. I was late for sure, but it was definitely. It was not a celebrity, but And I'm not saying this to be mean, but she's like, no. She said it was someone way more important than me. It was someone way more important than me that
Are
they were
there
holding.
celebs at the Orley show? No, right? They're like, it's like just like that's a brand for like fashion people. Like it's not like they're probably
okay, not a celeb, like an important editor or whatever, because people were booking it over from YSL.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even think they like, because they don't like, maybe they do dress like cool influencers and people that are friends of the brand, but it's not like what we just witnessed at Hermes. And not that that's good or bad. It's just like a different type of thing. But yeah, she was pretty fucking late, dude.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Steph. I mean, I told her the same thing.
I was just happy
of course.
Be seated next to Jay Massacre, sweet baby Jay. Joshua had hit me a few days before. He's like, yo, I think I got you next to Jay. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro.
That's good fucking real estate.
Great vibes, just like start off the week. And just like chatting and yapping the whole show, basically.
If you were a fashion brand, would you rather do the thing like Orley and basically like be one of the kickoffs, or would you rather want to fucking close it out?
Maybe not kickoff, but maybe like early for sure, because people still have energy. They like
early in the day or early in the week?
Early in the week.
Okay.
Like people still have energy. They're not like, double booking or they have to leave early for whatever reasons. But yeah.
And I asked that too, because I think the thing with Jacques Moon now is that like as that brand gets massive, and I don't know if they'll probably still do these destination shows and shit, but like the thing now is that he's closing it out. He's coming in as like the fucking the final word in Paris.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out that guy.
Simon.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
what did you do after Orley? Or what do you think of Orley?
I thought
fucking awesome.
I thought it was absolutely fucking fantastic. I don't know if we're gonna like hand out awards, but I'll just say right now, the fucking mustard trench with the tan leather collar is the single best thing that I saw all week, and I tried it on in the showroom. I am been dreaming about it. I already have an Orley trench. I do not need another one, but like. Again, like we've talked about before, they do color like nobody else. And that is like, it's like calling it mustard is not even, it doesn't do it justice, because that shit fucking pops too. Like, it's incredible, dude. So I thought the show was cool. There was one funny like styling maneuver with the shirt behind the fucking neck. Yeah. What do you even call that?
I met the stylist afterwards.
Jay's friend. What's her name?
Charlotte.
I mean, she did incredible work, but
she was the most French woman of all. Like, she just had like her bicyclette, and she's like, no, don't.
What's her swag like? What's her personal style?
Just like awesome French woman.
Is it like kind of like Jay, where
not fancy?
It's like down to earth, right? I love that. I mean, that's
peasant style.
If you see a fucking
rustic,
if you see a fucking goofball at a fashion show, odds are they're not a actual fashion person. They are like an influencer or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. What did you think? Did you like it?
I liked it a lot. It's just so like. So easy breezy wearable. It's like I wish I could just simplify everything down and just like step out in like everything's just the right proportions, everything's like styling. I mean, oh my god, you know what I realized? We're about to see so many fucking TikToks of like I feel like styling is gonna be the next thing that like people like latch onto, is like, and the talking point is like a expert.
So from the personal style discourse has become a styling discourse, like how to like basically like, how to, because of Jonathan Anderson and the fucking ties, and because of
Jonathan Anderson, Orley, and it's true, like, everyone has access to these clothes, but then it's like how you wear them, and it's just gonna be like, like wearing your clothes versus styling your clothes.
Yeah. This has nothing to do.
And this is absolutely true, and that's good. But I'm just saying that I've
seen some of this already. I feel that
bro. The amateur media, us included, are going to be like pushing like styling as like the next like big brain fucking thing.
Well, we were talking a little bit about this with Jonathan Anderson, but like this,
you're talking to Jonathan Anderson?
No, about Jonathan Anderson. The styling that is so gimmicky and like sloppy, like you were saying, to you that reads espresso to me.
That's not what I said. I said, Lawrence, are you like, oh man, like I was doing this 10 years ago with the fucking
I'm not sloppy.
One collar popped.
Well, I like, okay, they're doing an extreme version, but like, yes, Sprezzatura is supposed to be undetectable. It's supposed to look, it's forced naturalness, whereas what like we were seeing on the runway at Dior now is like full on performative gimmicky. Sure. I'm not a fan. And
if I see guys wear neckties outside of their collars.
When I saw Rocky and like Rihanna and everyone's like, oh, they're there. And I hadn't seen the show yet, because whatever the pics hadn't been out or hadn't started. I was like, what happened? Why? Like, I thought it was, I literally was like, wait, did someone fuck this up?
There is a celebrity being walked in. I think it was Robert Pattinson. and like the escort or the person with Dior went over and like unfixed his collar, like took it and like made it like
it was
fucked
too
up like that.
too clean.
Yeah. Oh, look at that Sprezzatura, bro.
Yeah,
It's so undetectable.
It's just so
natural.
It's so natty, dude.
What did you do after Orley?
What did I do after Orley? I'm sorry, I should have my notes in front of me. What did I do after?
You don't remember? It's Tuesday night.
After Orley,
it was the magazine party.
It was the magazine Aperitivo. Okay, we got to talk about Aperitivos. Obviously, an Aperitivo hangout is better than a party. And even if it's a thing that, like you were personally invited to, it's still like open and it's just accessible and like I feel like
it's classy loitering
and anyone could go for sure. And I like that a lot. But what I guess I didn't realize when we were only here for, I guess, like 2 days or whatever it was last summer, but that's like every day there's a million of these things this week.
Yeah.
And I like that. And I guess I wasn't prepared or didn't know. Like, I guess not that it was like, all right, here we go. Fucking let's start drinking, copious amounts of wine or anything like that. I just wasn't prepared mentally for maybe like all the late afternoon socializing that ended up happening.
7:00.
Well, here, bro, the time is not real here when it stays light out till 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, true.
That's also a fucking problem. It fucks me up mentally. No, like obviously, like
Larry needs his beauty rest.
No, it's not even that. It's just
how many hours of sleep have you averaged a night here?
Oh, I can probably get this from my Apple Health, right? Actually, you know what?
Does it track your sleep?
I think it does. Because I was actually I've been paying very close attention to my steps. That's the one thing that I said I was going to do. Sleep. It does, dude.
How does it know?
All right, here we go.
How does it know?
Average time in bed.
Oh.
6.5 hours.
That's different than sleeping though.
I think it's called sleep data. I don't know you're supposed to get 8 hours? That's pretty solid. I just meant more like in terms of when it's that bright out. Oh,
look who's home.
Hello. Do you want to come say hi?
Jenna, give us your thoughts on the Airbnb.
Oh yeah, here. Why don't you come sit down and you can talk about the Airbnb and just, watch your coochie.
It's so hot.
Yeah. What do you think of the Airbnb?
Okay, so the last time I did this, we were in Milan.
Yes.
That Airbnb I would live there. Yeah. That was so sick.
I think we stayed there twice. That's how good it was. No? Oh.
I didn't.
Wait, was it the duplex?
No.
Oh.
No. It was the one where
you had a crazy... okay, my bedroom sucked.
Yeah, you had the small room. We had the massive one, and y'all got drunk one night, and y'all still had the hotel. And he calls me, and he's like, "Is it okay if we stay at the hotel tonight?" And I was like, "Fucking please, stay there." And then I had the night to myself. Anyway, this place, I have a great memory. It's nice.
They're not listening.
I'm pretty, no, I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm gonna 5-star everything like I always do.
All of these are Airbnb.
Yeah.
Okay, because this room right here is
we're in an Airbnb village.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's weird because there's no windows except for the door.
That's also true. You got to knock points off for the fact that there is no windows.
Yeah.
No, it's just like you walk and then they fake you out by putting windows in the bedrooms, but the windows are just to other rooms.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's up?
How's your time been?
Great. I just scheduled a foot massage downstairs.
Oh wow. It's like a restaurant / spa, right?
Yeah, it's a Haman.
Wait, did you schedule it because you were like, oh, they're gonna be potting? I want to get a foot massage. I want to be out of this fucking place.
No, my feet hurt.
Has Lawrence's return to smoking been? What are your thoughts there?
Oh, here's the thing. Anytime we come to New York, Europe, I'm like, are you going to smoke? Because it's cool. And I'm very jealous of it. And I literally Googled or ChatGPT, I don't remember, what cigarettes have the lowest nicotine or like what cigarettes should a new
What are the healthy
person-
cigarettes?
Well, no, like what should a new person who's never smoked
for
cigarettes?
you?
Yeah.
Have you been smoking?
No. And then I went on Reddit and I was like,
Nerd,
I was like, hey, so I'm super uncomfortable in public. So can someone tell me how I go into a cigarette store and buy cigarettes?
What?
You just buy them. You go to a tobacco shop and you go, "Can I have a pack of Marlboro Gold, please?" And they,
But I don't smoke cigarettes. So
what did you get any responses on Reddit to the weirdest question that has ever been asked, which is saying a lot because it's Reddit?
yes, they were all like, oh, oui.
They're French?
Well, because I asked it in the R/France.
Okay.
And they're like,
Oh, okay. You wanted to understand how to like operate in a tobacco.
yes.
Got it.
And they're like,
That's valid.
they're like,
embarrass yourself. You don't want to embarrass yourself.
yeah. And they're like, oh, I see you have a little bit of how do you say, social anxiety. I was like, yeah, you got it. Anyway.
Okay, so you're not, but you didn't smoke, so all that.
Yeah, no. I
How's
wish I
Lawrence?
did.
How's Lawrence been behavior wise?
Well, I don't know. Well, what like we haven't really hung out. He comes home at 6 a.m. Last night, though, James came home super late.
It was like 1:30.
Well, okay, right. It wasn't late. However, he snuck in. He didn't really sneak in. It was just really quiet. And you come in, and then like I sort of hear you up there just doing normal stuff. It wasn't. I'm wide awake. I haven't been able to sleep. And then I hear this crash, and I'm like, I swear to God, if he fell in the shower and like I have to deal with this.
No.
And then I'm like, this guy died. Because I immediately panicked.
It was the steamer in the bathroom.
Okay. Because I peeked my head out and I listened upstairs to make sure there was still movement. Same thing happened the night before when like Lawrence pissed me off and I go, why don't you fucking sleep in a ditch? And then a few hours later, I checked his location and it wasn't like on a street. It was like in grass. And then it didn't move for a long time. And I was like, oh my fucking God, I swear to God, if he is dead in a ditch, I'm going to be so mad right now.
I'm going to tell this story later, but just real quickly, do you remember talking to NetSpend on the phone? Remember when I put Nets and you were very rude. Jenna was very rude to NetSpend. I'm going to tell this story later.
Wow, the kids are going to hate you.
I wasn't rude. I called expecting to get my husband because I wanted to yell at him because I thought he yelled at a woman, but he didn't.
What? All right. Okay. There's so much to get into.
I needed to just tell my side of the story. I love you so much. Thank you for your cameo. Go get your foot massage. Get the fuck out of here.
Bye, Jenna.
I don't yell at women who aren't my wife.
French women only.
I love you.
So what did you do after? Okay, professional. Back to Aperitivos and professional ordering, classy ordering.
Oh, and after that, I had the best meal I've ever had in Paris, which I'd like to share.
Oh, let's hear it.
We're going to talk a little bit about Fashion Week road dogs. I've been lucky to pal around with some people that I feel like are friends of the show. Jonah Weiner and his wife, Erin. Nick Dearle, friend of the program, the mayor of Los Angeles. And Nick asked me if I'd ever eaten at Paul Bear, Bistro Paul Bear. I had not. I'd never even heard of it. I know it's very famous, and this is not going to shock people necessarily, but
What was the order?
Well,
Steak frite?
no, Dan.
Dan Kleiman, fantastic artist, the mayor of Montreal.
Yeah, so Dan, I met Dan. For
His
the first time.
restaurant, Le Violon in Montreal, is fucking insane.
He told me that when you went there, I guess you made such an impression. Like the staff was like singing your praises as just like the best diner that ever had come through. That's what he told me.
Not just me.
Oh,
but they're also obsessed with dick sucking.
Yes, right, absolutely. I mean, who isn't?
Also, I thought that the chef at Le Violon is named Danny, and him and Dan are boys. And I was like mixing up Dan and Danny, so I was like, and Dan had like hooked it up with like Joe Beef and Pierre Cochon in Montreal, and was just like the fucking man. But I'd never met him. So then Danny, the chef, that's who I thought I was DMing with the whole time. So like,
but you were
bro, and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But it is so much fun.
Yeah.
Le Violon. It is like this is what I say to people. It's like it was a long dinner, 4 hours, kind of standard for here, but it was like 4 hours, just like joy.
Yeah,
just a joyous dining experience.
that's awesome. Anyway,
but you went to Paul Blart.
Yeah, Paul Blurt Bistro Cup. No, at Paul Bear, Dan drove because he speaks French.
Yeah. Well, with a Quebecois accent.
Yeah. But he was driving, and a few people who were he with, like Keith Henry, had been there before. So like everyone knew to obviously get steak au pois for the table, which was incredible. And they told me a story. They did a pop-up in Montreal, I guess. They flew out their own peppercorns.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which is like how you know that this is not just the steak au pois that you can get at every restaurant in New York at this point.
I heard that Dan kind of, not like big dick, but like obviously rolling up with 8 people at, whatever prime eating time. They're like, Salib. And Dan was like, yo, I'm the one that made your pop-up at Joe Beef happen.
Oh, he flexed
and he texted Mr. Beef, and then Mr. Beef texted Mr. Paul, and then they were like, right this way.
Yeah, well, it wasn't necessarily like that, but we did have to have like a spotter. There's a wine bar next door, so like some people are doing shifts at the wine bar, having a little drink before dinner while we wait, and then there was always somebody there to like, check because it is a very popular spot, and we were a big group that was like checking in with the host and hostess. But it was even almost better than the au pois. Maybe the best bite I had because I only had one bite. We got an omelet, a mushroom and snails omelet for the table, and that bite was revelatory. And that was and it's a place that is now like on the list, and I feel like I couldn't not. I mean, it lived up to whatever hype exists. So that was definitely I think the best meal definitely that I had on this trip, and that I might have ever had in a city where honestly I've never been blown. I'm not a big French food
Why don't you
guy.
take your wife there? Huh? Why don't you
We're going somewhere else tonight. She play. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you think
I'm
that
shocked.
You think no, not even that. You think that I could get like a fucking recommendation in the itinerary?
Nice.
That's the manager's job.
I'm glad you had a good meal. I had similarly an unreal meal. Drake's New Balance they took over Cheval d'Or, which apparently is, I believe, Michelin star. I've been saying this for a minute now, Lawrence. Asian fusion is so back.
Yeah.
Just like the 2000s, 2010s. They do, French, Chinese. It is fucking fantastic. It was like 15 courses. This meal lasted 4.5 hours.
That's too long.
All right. That was a bit too long. I was with Sam from Hard Copy and his partner, Jackie, maybe. I'm sorry if I'm fucking that up.
Shout out Sam.
And then, Marcus from Horace.
Marcus,
like the loveliest French man, but also the only French person I've ever met that doesn't fuck with cheese.
Really? Is he lactose or something? Or?
No. He's like, I don't like cheese.
I'm so fucked. Did anyone say where's Lawrence? Because I did RSVP and I completely forgot. And I was at Paul Bear instead, but I wanted to fucking go to that so bad. I completely
it was so
spaced.
Good. And like, look, 4.5 hours is a long time, but normally I would do that thing where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Right.
But like, because the menu's listed out, it's like 15 courses. And I'm like, we're in course 7, and I'm like, I'm sticking around. This is too fucking good.
What was the best course or the best courses?
There's just like tuna, eggplant. Oh, it was a ricotta tortellini with mapo tofu.
Tortellini, dude.
It was fucking gas.
And at a certain point too, it's like French fare. You're like, it's like too much of that kind of style food, and you just need to like switch it up with some Asian fusion or something.
Yeah, exactly. It was
I feel
fire.
you did.
And then I linked up with my Fashion Week road dog, Noah Johnson.
No J.
At La Connectable.
The most sunburned man at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
I'm like, I saw him today. I'm like, bro, because he's playing tennis. He's obviously already translated. So I'm like, you need like a daily SPF. I'm like, you have a daughter now. I'm
sure
like,
he does.
bro, you got to take. I don't know, dude. He's pretty fucking torched.
He's out in the sun all day.
Yeah.
It's the only bar that's open late. That's close to La Pearl, which is like the fucking Fashion Week spot. So like at a certain moment, all of a sudden, like the floodgates open, just like kids and models, and everyone is just in fucking gigantic jorts, or at this point, man prees.
Yep.
Just like we talked about with Emma.
Called it.
We talked about with.
I think it was on
I don't know if
boys. It was on boys only. We talked
Was
about
it?
it because we were referencing the Emma pod, which sorry it's delayed. We have some technical difficulties.
Yeah. Should be out tomorrow.
No, we called
it.
it. It is absolutely happening, and with flip flops.
You gonna be a man pre guy or flip flop guy?
Neither. Well, my toes are. I think I like the. I can get behind the high fashion flip flop. I sent Jenna an Amazon link of the Road dupes have already hit Amazon for $55. So I'm thinking of maybe getting a women's size 11 in those, just to like have as like a
why?
Just to test to see how bad and mangled my feet look in flip flops, and like if they're ready to go.
You
out
don't
in
own
public.
flip flops?
No. I have sandals.
Go to the beach.
Jellies, jellies,
God,
Belgians, fisherman sandals.
God, I wish you would just wear normal clothes sometimes.
Crocs.
Okay.
I have Gucci Crocs. That was a stupid purchase. I never wear them. You're telling me that you think jellies are like more embarrassing than flip flops? I guess flip flops are more acceptable.
To wear to the beach.
Yeah, I guess if you're an adult.
Yeah, when you're a 38-year-old man wearing jellies to the beach. Yes.
The thing that I can't get over is that when you do the manprees or like, these kind of like low rise bell bottomy jeans that are also like happening, and you pair either of those things with flip flops, you look like you worked at Hollister with me when I was, fucking 19 years old.
I mean, look, that's like the decade that is currently being referenced, right? The mid 2000s. Mid to late 2000s.
Are you going to do either now that you're like seeing it on Fashion People?
Absolutely not.
Does it look better here than at ThriftCon? Like, is it at least? It's like
I mean, there's the fashion version of it, and then there's just like the off-duty male model version of it, right? Where it's like a skater dude or like a hot skater dude that with like a thrashed vintage tee, man fucking prees, and then like like a low profile sneaker, flip flops. Like, I don't know, man. Like, am I ever gonna wear a flip flop?
Wait, so do you own them?
Suit?
Do you own them
flip flops?
Yeah. Do you own flip flops?
Yeah, to bring to the beach.
Oh, that's what
just
you wear.
Like reef sandals.
Oh, right. With
no
the
bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Jenna said that we don't do the beach like that. We're more pool people. Well, I guess you can wear flip flops to a pool too.
Where the fuck were you just 2 weeks ago in North Carolina?
That was the beach. That's a beach.
Jenna, there's no mic on you.
Jenna, you don't have a mic. All right, but are you saying private beach? That's a private beach.
Okay.
Okay. Got it. All right.
Did you do anything after Paul Blart?
No, that was listen. Again, when it's light out till 10:30, nothing noteworthy. But it wasn't like a crazy night.
Okay.
And then I had my big shopping day was the next day.
Oh, dude.
That's why I'm gonna get into haul mode. We'll see.
The hottest day of all time.
Yeah.
This day, Wednesday, was like everyone's like, yo, bro, like Wednesdays. It was fucking steaming.
Yeah.
What do you get up to?
I saw Cole at the Metalwood showroom, checked out their new stuff. They got I didn't want to take a pic of it because it's not the right leather yet. The next Metalwood Adidas. I know, did you bring yours on this trip or you just,
no,
you wore them to ThriftCon, but yeah, everyone loves that. I mean, I don't even know how anyone could have gotten them, but the Real Tree Metalwood, was just the start of Metalwood Adidas. They have like an indoor, I mean, you might not like this, but it's like an indoor soccer, like a Adidas Predator that they fucking freaked with the materials and the colors. They're fucking gas.
I think I saw that. It's like a bright pink one.
There's a burgundy and a black. There's patent leather. There's suede. There's a lot going on. I think they're still trying to like get the finishing and the materials dialed, but that's fucking sick. And I got my fucking Metalwood Oakleys. Honestly, why don't you let me just grab? I'm gonna put these on because they would actually go good with your pink, dude.
Oh, really? Well, these are the ones like they don't fold, so you have to like carry them in the case. Is that right? Okay, you're wearing these? Hell yeah.
They don't fold because this is what Michael Jordan wore when he was banned from the NBA for obviously gambling and had to play baseball. And I guess because it's like an actual performance shade, no, they do not fold. It is just a straight up fucking object. You want to give these a run?
Sure.
Let's do it, dude.
It's funny. I wish everything I bought on this day, I wish I could show off in a haul, but we'll get to that later of why I can't.
So,
because the first thing I did was I went to the Levi's house, which they have. It's a permanent thing. These are like fogging up on me. It's like a permanent thing here. And
this is a whole look, dude. This actually matches exactly with what you got going on.
They have a permanent house. Like they have in LA, they have one in Paris.
Is that where the dinner was that we were at? Is that the house?
Yeah.
That's like a fucking, that's sick. That's it's permanent.
It's permanent.
What happens there is an office?
Events. They have their office there. They have like a tailor that can make like anything or like custom denim, but it's like a 6 to 8 week process. They have a customization station. They do a lot of like music stuff there, I believe. They have one in Mexico City. They have one in Tokyo. I'm like, yo, where the fuck is the one in New York?
This is like when we went to the House
LA.
of Strauss that we went to. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So imagine that, but just Parisian.
So is that like a gifting suite?
Yeah, and I got a pair of their brand new cut, the 5.78s, which looked fucking fantastic. They're pretty baggy. Levi's in their season, they got man prees.
Really?
They got big jorts. They got the man prees.
Well, the big jorts thing, and I have a whole jorts report when we do our little wrap up in terms of like, things that I think are moving the needle for us personally that we've seen out here. But yeah, the big jorts I'm fine with. I'm wearing big jorts right now.
No, bigger.
Bigger?
These aren't that big.
These are they're pleated.
Okay, they're pretty fucking big.
What Antonio said to me, he's like, listen, obviously people want jorts. We're going to do jorts our way. So they're fucking these are fucking fantastic, guys. I don't know if they're still available. But anyway, okay, so you go to House of Strauss, you get the 5 7/8.
Yeah, new cut. They're like their baggiest cut yet. I go to the graph paper pop-up. Love graph paper, Japanese brand.
Mm-hmm.
I end up buying a shirt.
Nice.
In this beautiful blue that I will never see again. We'll get to that.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I get the physical invitation is a sweatshirt.
Oh.
So it's just like sick merch. They collab with some artist.
Was that in the bag too?
Yep.
Fuck.
I got a paper fan that was like really helpful and would have been super helpful throughout the whole week.
That's also was in the bag?
That was in the bag.
No.
Someone gave me later on, someone gave me the boys from Slop magazine in the UK. They gave me an
Love
issue
Slop.
Yeah. They gave me an issue of their latest issue. That was in the bag.
That was in the bag.
Yeah, graph paper sick. I met up with Noah there.
Can you explain the graph paper sizing thing? I want to get that. I want to get my intel right.
Okay, so it depends on the piece. Sometimes things are one size, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a knit polo from them that's just like super soft. I think it's cashmere. And when I hold my arms out, it looks like a fucking like bat suit.
Or like a flying squirrel.
Yeah. But when I'm like just being normal, it like drapes like a regular polo.
Are you self-conscious, like hug people and then you're like smothering them?
No, because it fucking still looks good. So that's one size.
Okay.
But like, so some things are just one size only, and it's like oversized, boxy, whatever. Then you have just regular shit. So like, I got the classic fit. Oh, and you know what it was? They were like, this is a super light. I was like, what's your lightest item? Just your most breathable, lightest cotton. And they're like, it's this. Size 3. Copped.
Never worn.
Never worn.
Never will be. God, we'll explain this later.
Never will.
Damn.
That's it. And I just ran into, I was in the Marais. So it's just like.
You shopping?
No. My big shopping day was the next day. But just getting drinks at, having beers with Noah and David Fisher at La Perle. The classic.
Yeah. I
think is where Jean-Paul Gaultier had his anti-Semitic meltdown.
Right. I have not gone to La Perle. Is that like any hour of the day? It's like cracking with fashion folks during Fashion Week?
Kind of.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't say cracking.
Is it just
it's good people watching because it's like at like the main intersection of the Marais.
What beers have you been drinking? Or were you?
They only have Peroni.
They only have Peroni.
Well, they have a Peroni, a wheat beer, and an IPA.
I was talking to our friend Matu, and I was like, "Yo, what do French people think about Kronenberg?" And he's like, "Kronenberg sucks." And I was like, so I was like, "So what's like the good French beer?" And he's like, he didn't have an answer, and I'm like, "Oh right, you also just drink Guinness."
I had like a made in Paris beer.
Well, I've been having these like these house like just a blonde lagers, and it's just listen, even a warm by American standards, draft beer is gonna be like golden nectar from heaven in this weather. So I haven't really been like that pissed or anything.
I asked Marcus, speaking of like French people, intel, I was like, "Yo, ratatouille." I said, "Do French people like ratatouille?" No, they don't.
Well, it's though in the movie you would know that it's like I think frowned upon as a peasant dish, and then
do they like the movie Ratatouille?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dish.
Do French people like the movie Ratatouille? The answer is no.
Well, I mean, one of the two main protagonists, his last name is Linguini, so it's like I don't know if they think it's like the most. Well, also the protagonist is a fucking rat,
exactly.
Dude. I'm sure.
Like, no, we can't have rats in the kitchen.
Yeah, and the main antagonist is a French, the most like
Anton,
stereotypical
bro.
French, like basically a fucking Anton ego, dude. He's a piece of shit vampire, basically.
Yep.
Damn, dude.
That's why they don't like Ratatouille.
Yo, what up, French guy? Do you like Ratatouille?
I had to ask.
Yeah, that's actually, you know what? I'm happy you did ask. Okay, so
what other shopping did you do?
I did the Archivist. I did the 1-2 punch of the Archivist and 24 process. Okay.
Oh, you know what? I did that too, actually. Sorry. Did I do that? I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
I did do Archivist, 24-hour process, La Pisserie this day as well with Louis from Magazine.
Nice.
Yeah, it was this day because it was so fucking hot. And he was just like, he was shopping. Like people were shopping for this weather.
Oh, because they like didn't. I guess we will talk some. I think you had some thoughts on packing that you wanted to get to, but yeah, I Okay, so let's talk about the Archivist first, right? Everyone knows about the Archivist. You definitely got to go. It's absolutely can't miss. I don't know if it's because it's Fashion Week, and that means they like bring out like the good stuff that is more expensive, but it's for me, it's really hard, I think, to justify some of these prices. And I don't want to be the guy that's like, their rep is that they tax and like you can just get this stuff cheaper because like it is super unique, rare stuff. With all that said, I still did an impulse purchase and I bought an Emporio Armani shirt.
Shocker.
With bellows pockets that Jenna said look like you have saggy tits.
Can we see it? Jenna, can you grab it real quick?
Good luck finding it in the fucking pile. It is linen. And it is older than me, and I probably
Damn, it's old as hell, boy.
2/3 more than I should have if I just like went on eBay and did some digging.
So you only bought this because there's a Armani.
No,
wow.
no.
Then saggy. This is why you pay for video, folks. We have Jenna modeling Lawrence's purchase. It's showing off the saggy tits.
Those low, big like bellow pockets are like a signature, like Armani signature. I bought a shirt with like less saggy tit pockets at 24 Process. When you compare,
also Armani.
That's Emporio Armani. The other one is Armani as well, Black Label. Here's the thing: when you shop these places back to back, you really see the difference in price, right? So like. I think that's something to keep in mind if you're coming on a budget. The Archivist, while cool people, great staff, awesome store. I just don't know how anyone can like go there and like afford anything. If I'm being totally frank, they had like cooked Kiko Asics, which like a legendary, his first shoe he did with them. They're cooked. They were €1,000.
Damn.
And it's not like they're brand new in box. Like just to give you an idea. But I really like 24 Process because I've been buying from Louis on Instagram for a long time and they're like blowing up. And obviously I think Taylor McNeil, like I said, is buying a lot of stuff from him. What a fucking guy. What a cool store. I don't know if you like any of that like Armani jeans forward curation that he has, but that to me is like now the number one spot that I want to be hitting when I come here to see like what he's found, what he is refreshing the racks with, what he has in the back, so on and so forth.
I didn't purchase anything, and I left all the Armani for you, saggy tits and all.
Thank you.
And Louis copped a jacket from Allegri.
Yeah,
which Giorgio designed a few things in the 80s. I don't know exactly what years, but yeah, cool, very cool store. Small, but yeah,
very small. But
definitely
like
worth
that.
a visit.
I like that kind of like it feels like I don't know. It feels like it's a local gem that I think deserves a lot of love. And again, shout out to Louis for the hospitality as always.
So then we hit. I saw you there at the Blackbird Spy playing the Lady White Coat neighbor party.
Oh, dude, I got to review my French McDonald's.
Oh, please.
All right, we got Rose and Thorn here. So I fell victim to the marketing of the Big Arch. I don't know if
What's on it?
It is. It's like a white cheese. Oh. It's a white cheese. I don't know what kind of cheese it is. I think it may be like a white American, fried onions, and a special like Big Arch sauce. it was phenomenal. Oh, and it's a special seeded bun. I think there's like poppy seed on it, maybe sesame as well.
Hamburger.
It is.
Have you seen that?
No, what's that?
Oh, there's a French girl playing a game on TikTok where you get to say the word.
Oh yeah.
She's like hamburger.
I've only seen the version where black people try to speak Chinese.
Oh yeah,
and that shit is fucking incredible. I could watch 100 of those in a row, and I have. Okay, the way I would describe it is like, I don't know if you like Burger King.
Shit, yo, this is a vintage burger.
Yeah, they first
dropped it in 1996.
Yeah, I knew it was like, I thought it was like a realist. Anyway, so I got that. It's fucking awesome. The way I would describe it is, I hate Burger King. I don't know if you like Burger King.
I fuck with Burger King.
I think it's overrated. Actually, okay, I don't hate it. I think it's overrated. It's like it reminded me of a Burger King burger that was done obviously by McDonald's, so that at a much fucking higher level, because we're talking about the golden arches here. And then I got some McNuggets, because you got to get that curry sauce when you're in Europe. It's fucking awesome. Best nugget sauce. Wish they would bring it to the States. Alas, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And then I got the loaded fries, which are a bucket of fries or whatever, box of fries, cheddar sauce and cheese, like a cheese sauce, and then bacon. It was fucking atrocious, dude.
This was on the 110 degree day for lunch.
And I had 2 dinners later that night, but I just had to. I'm gonna do it. There's always gonna be a Larry solo McDonald's meal if I'm in out of the country, and this is just the day that it happened. It's gonna happen. Weather and dinners aside, the fries were so bad. I think there's an option where you can get them on potato wedges. I think that would work better because you get this little ass tiny plastic or a wooden fucking fork that you have to use, which is just it's not. You can't. I don't know how you're supposed to eat. I mean, besides using your hands, which it would be disgusting. Those are a fucking pass for me. But if you're gonna get them,
finish them.
I would. Fuck no, dude.
Oh,
maybe I had like 3 bites, and then I just wish that I had actual just plain French fries with my big arch. So get them on the wedges if you want to fucking try it, just to say that you did. But for the most part, I think that's gonna be a motherfucking pass. So let's move on.
All right. Blackbird Spy Platoon Lady White Coat Neighbor Party. Good to see all the homies. Shout out Joan and Aaron. Shout out Saga. Shout out the Lady White Coat boys. I always fucking Taylor and Phil, I think.
The boys from Chicago.
They're in LA.
But they're from Chicago originally. We should just real quick. Lady White Coat, Captain Sunshine collab, fucking banging. I believe this is not the first time they've worked with them. That shit's good. And then obviously the new Lady White Co. like black label line that's now not, because everything they do is like knit, right? Like this is not that shit is really fucking good. And
I think it's their first time doing knits.
No, everything that they've made in the past was like jersey fabric. They only did that,
and now they're doing knits.
Well, that is technically whatever. We don't need to get, that's knitted fabric still.
Okay.
But either way, the point is that they are now using other fabrics and created like a separate like line. I don't know what they're calling it, but it has like a black label on the stuff. And they're fucking hyping. They should be, because that shit is clean. I know you're a big fan. You wear the polo all the time, or polos.
I told I think Taylor, I was like, yeah, like anytime I wear this polo, I get so many people being like, what is that?
I told him the same thing, because I was
that's
like,
awesome.
This is a
that's ID stolen valor right there.
No, I was just saying, James wears this brown polo, and people.
It's a Sedona.
Oh, that's the color
or
code?
burnt sienna.
Okay. Either way, shout out to those guys. Fucking fire. Yeah, that was a nice little. Well, it's funny because like a lot of people have said this here. There's 3 Aperitivos over 3 days with the exact same crowd for the most part, just like plucked up and moved from Magazine to Blackbird, Lady White Co, Neighbor to then Colbo and Sperry as well. It was the same people, which is good because it's one of those things where if you are bad at making plans or you're bad at answering texts or whatever, it's like, you can go to these things and see these people. But
the challenge is not having the same conversation like 15 times in a row.
I mean, I don't know if you want to get into that now. That's a thing that you just have to know is going to happen. And either you lean in and you participate in that, or you just completely divest and you're like, I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to fucking show up, or I'm not going to stay for more than 15 minutes.
I think there's a third option, which is just be interesting and don't rely on the same, yo, you having a crazy week, bro? Like, oh, this fucking heat's crazy, bro. Be interesting. Have other questions maybe ready. What's your favorite pizza topping? Do you fuck with the big arch?
Or
may I use your bathroom because I just had the loaded fries?
Or what about Joe Holder's dinner question? What superpower would you like to have? Which he said he always likes to bring out dinner parties. No, what I'm saying is, I'm not accusing you or even myself of being understanding. I can't, and maybe you're talking just generally, I can't help it if somebody asks me the same 5 questions over and over, and I'm just fine with that. It's going to happen.
Yeah, that's your superpower. David Fitch from High Sobriety, he did this move that I thought was awesome, where you walk around the Marais, it's fucking a nightmare. In terms of, it's not a nightmare. You run into everybody because it's like literally like 3 streets. I mean, at a certain point, I'm avoiding these 3 streets when I have to go from like point A to point B. I'll like bike around it or just walk around it
for sure.
You're like, and it's the same conversations. You going to this? You going to that? He saw some guys, and it was me, him, Noah, and I forget what day this was, but whatever. And he'd said that thing where he's like, "Oh, will I see you at that?" And these guys are like, "Yeah, we're gonna be there." He's like, "Okay, cool. So we don't have to do this now." And then just walked in like a jokey, funny way, but like it worked.
I like.
And I was like, "Yo, that was fire."
Did the dudes that he
steal that from you?
The dudes he did that to, they like laughed and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking great.
But
dude.
I think at the same time, everyone's like, "Yeah, like let's just not do this. Let's not dance this dance if we don't have to."
Right, but like, are they still going to dance that dance later? Are they delaying the inevitable?
Well, if just
But it is funny. That is
your
a funny
dinner.
move.
That's when you ask if, what your superpower would be.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Which is where we went to the Levi's Nike dinner.
Yeah.
You were sat next to Joe Holder.
Mm-hmm. We had we got lucky, dude. I almost felt like
who did I sit next to?
Me?
Oh, who's on my right? Oh, someone that didn't show up.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna put them on blast, but
we got to meet
sitting across from Yoon.
Yeah, and
from Ambush
and Phi Kadra.
Did you just look up his name?
Angela? No, I'm just fidgeting with my notes. And then and Angela Baque.
Yeah.
Good
Shout
crew.
out Angelo. Yoon's cool. She's like next time I'm in New York, jump on the pod.
Oh yeah.
We'll try to make that happen.
Are you gonna go to her sex party?
No.
That like latex. What was
Oh
yeah.
No, I will not be going to the Ambush sex party.
What was that? Was that in Japan?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah. She lives there. The food is fire. Ghetto Gastro.
I never had Ghetto Gastro. I'm obviously familiar with the brand and how much people love those guys. I was fucking blown away.
Yeah.
That was really, honestly, dude. I don't love going to a dinner with like the fixed menu, like a catered thing. But there was not a single thing that those guys made, from the cornbread to the fucking chicken to the fish to the sides. They really got it like that.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I had no idea.
It's tasty.
They don't have a restaurant, or they do? They just cater? They're collective?
I think they're just, I don't think they have a restaurant.
They fucking should, dude. I mean, maybe they don't want to have one, but holy fuck, dude, I would eat there.
I think
for
at this
sure.
point, it's got to be that they're like, just don't.
They're from New York, right?
From up in Harlem, I think, or the Bronx.
Dude, they were
Lars friends with them.
They were fucking nice on the grill.
Yeah,
that was some spicy ass chicken.
It was spicy. Got the blood flowing.
Mhm.
5 was going hammer on the poulet. And then the dinner got rained out.
We beat we had to go anyway for second,
but we timed
dinner.
it perfectly where there was a fucking monsoon, which I don't know if you've been on like French TikTok. I guess not, but like apparently Paris was just completely like knee high flooded.
Yeah. I mean, everyone I talked to that wasn't us got fucking stuck in that shit.
Yeah.
Jenna included.
Damn.
You got lucky, dude. We timed it fucking expertly. Well, I could say, you're offended because you got. Yeah, because that umbrella really saved you. You told me that you were completely like it fucked your feet up and everything because of you're wearing because you were wearing flip flops in the city. Dirty bitch.
That's my thing. Flip flops. Okay, girlie's different. For the fellas, flip flops in the city's nasty.
It's
like
disgusting.
Feet, like that's
it's
just
disgusting.
that's just gross. Like sure, it works on the runway, it works in editorial, it works on like holiday, the beach. Apparently, not for you guys though. But like in the city, walking around in flip flops is fucking nasty.
I feel like I've seen people in flip flops that came from where we came from. It's like, I know you're not doing that in New York. Why are you doing it in Paris? And then it's like, is this just because it's a fucking trend?
Yeah,
we see you. We're talking about you behind your dirty footed back.
Yeah. Well, we made it to dinner dry with second layer at Tarantula, which is, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that we were having food at a Mexican restaurant in Paris, I was a little like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I trust the second layer guys
for sure
when it comes to Mexican. I guess they know that guy.
The dude that runs it now just took it over from his dad, I think.
I don't know. I just know that there's another restaurant that does tacos and burritos.
What?
There's another restaurant.
Okay.
But this is like the sit down, maybe not a takeaway Mexican joint, but
this was like for just being like a casual Mexican restaurant, the cooking was like pretty next level.
I was
There's some
impressed.
shit like that chicken dish I was like, I've never had chicken in like a chicken jus that had tasted so chickeny in like the best way possible.
Yeah.
And that burnt onion with the green sauce was fucking crazy.
There's the day. I judge any Mexican place based on tortillas. As a white person, obviously I do prefer flour, but both the flour and the corn that they served with like the different meats to be shredded and put into them as vessels. I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is on par with some of the best tortillas I've ever had. Like
you put it on level with Taco Bell for your personal ranking
with Los Tacos #1.
Nice.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Taco. Honestly, I do love Taco Bell. I mean, but you're trying
get some French Taco Bell.
I only have room for the gourmet arches, honestly. And I will say, McDonald's in Europe, the quality of the food is much higher, and I think it's a solid option, dude.
Yeah,
for fellow
that's called trade protectionism, brother.
Yeah.
What else? Oh yeah, so Tarantula, big fire. I excused myself early, which was really unfortunate. I was so full, but like I did really want to stay and like keep eating, but I had to wake up the next day. Wait, was that? What day was that?
This is the bag night. We got to tell the bag story.
Yeah. So I left. So I had, for my day of shopping, right? I had a tote bag that was stuffed with my graph paper shirt, my Levi's, my graph paper invite, my slot magazine, everything. Just like my day's worth of like accumulated treats that were both given and purchased.
A bag full of Jimmy's treats.
Yeah. And so I, had put it on like, kind of like stashed it on like the top of a banquette. Because while we were just like hanging out and eating dinner. In my rush to leave and beat the rain, because I was like getting alerts. I was like, yo, it's going to fucking pour. I forget the bag there. Let me just say, my night ended great. I put on Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Great song.
Biking home in Paris as like
Outro
the rain.
music.
Yeah. As the rain is starting and like finally breaking the heat. And I'm in an Emily Dawn Long vintage tee that is so paper thin that it's just like already. And then
take off your clothes.
When it gets wet, I'm just like, oh, this feels fucking fantastic.
Like
just
wet with sweat.
No, wet with the rain.
Oh, okay.
And like cleansing me because I've been sweating all day. I finally feel fucking clean, bro.
So you're literally you were filming in your mind at the lead. You're the lead in a Goo Goo Dolls music video.
Absolutely. Yeah. But
you left your bag.
I left the bag. The night. So I'm out. I'm home asleep.
Mm-hmm.
How late does dinner keep going? What's going on?
Yeah, dinner kept going. Shut that place down. Okay, this is what I remember with the bag. At a certain point, Josh asks the entire crew that's still there whose bag it is. No one claims the bag. Then I like look at. I'm like, let me see. And I look through, and I was like, I think this is James's bag. So Josh is like, all right, we got to go to the showroom tomorrow. Why don't I just take the bag and I'll tell James to come pick it up. Apparently, I said, no. Let me take the bag.
Let me be the fucking hero. I know what I'm doing. Where are you headed after this? Après?
The Après hotel party. And
High
then,
Snob?
And then, no, we didn't miss. We missed High Snob, sadly. The Ray-Ban Meta party at High Snob. Though, they were handing out free Ray-Ban Metas. You could have also lost a pair in your bag that night if you had gotten them.
200 pairs.
200 pairs.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How many did I say?
You just said they were hitting them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, which is pretty awesome. First 100 people get. I mean, how much did they resell for?
I don't know.
Anyway.
All right, so you're the fucking drunken hero.
Well, and then John, I guess, all right. I don't remember it going down the way that it was relayed to you.
By two separate witnesses.
I guess I prevented him from doing the smart thing. I wanted to be the hero, and his whole thing was, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
What I remember is then being like, all right, and then not taking it. But apparently I said no.
Yeah, his last memory of, or sighting of the bag was you getting into the Uber van with it around your shoulder, being like, no, I'll give it back, Jim. I'll give it back. Well, whatever. I don't know what you were sounding like at that point. That's just,
I understand. It's fine. I wasn't offended. I get it.
And Josh was like, all right, bro, like, sure, but I think you're gonna lose. You're like, you have, whatever. You're gonna go to.
You're vibrating, dude.
You go to like a third location, maybe a fourth. Yeah, you're vibrating.
I wonder
you're on another fucking planet.
So I have no idea where it is.
And then the next day, because you're like, no, I didn't take it.
Well, I literally don't remember taking it. I thought I actually turned it down.
Okay, see, I'm not trying to pile on you because I know you're gonna make it right. Fine. But you were like, no, I didn't take it. I was like, is it called Jenna's here? Like, you blacked out? Like, and you're like, no, bro, I didn't take it.
I don't have the recollection.
I know, but you were saying I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Like you did remember. And Josh is like, no, I saw him getting in the van with it. The next day, at the end of the day, I bike back to Tarantula.
Not there. Josh
has emailed the front of house, who's like the wife.
Oh my God.
Asking if anyone's seen it. I DM them. The person, whoever manages their IG, is like, oh, I'll text the staff. I get there. I'm like, let me just like, it's out of the way. It's fucking annoying. I got to go start my Aperitivos rounds.
That's implied, by the way.
Yeah. And I get there and they're like, oh, is dark blue bag? Yes? Denim? I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, yes. Someone, they say they take it with them. And I'm like, was it this guy?
No.
And like, yes, him.
Oh my God. Bro.
Also, I had to go to your fucking Instagram to show them a photo of you. I'm just like, what fucking...
What picture did you use?
Well, I didn't want to show them one with a hat because you weren't wearing a hat that night.
I hate this because this makes me sound
do I
like
fucking
malicious.
show them this? Or do I show-
It's like a fucking police sketch.
Yeah, the guy standing in front of someone else's Porsche. Like, yeah. I'm like, ugh.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So I had to zoom. I was like, this one,
That's
fucking...
that's good. It also looks like a surveillance footage. That is a very funny detail. What's crazy to me is obviously, I didn't think I had it. Not malicious. Obviously, hand up. If two people are confirming this, then like, who am I to? I mean, I believe that I did. I do not remember. I wonder where it is though, because here's the thing, right?
It's in the back of a fucking Uber, or like, where'd you go after? Opera Se?
We took the Uber to.
Do you want to know how much the shirt was?
Yeah, I told you I was going to pay
$338.11.
Yeah, I told you I would pay for it because I lost it.
I thought it was $250. It was definitely like €250.
That's what
Euro plus tax.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that
maybe it's $280.
Despite typically in my life all over the place, no good deed going unpunished. I ultimately did lose it clearly, and it is my fault. So I would be more than willing. The right thing to do would be to reimburse you. So I told you just invoice me.
I
bro.
want the shirt, bro.
Yeah. So what's
the thing?
Can't you get the? I mean, that sucks that you'd have to go and like buy it again.
I don't know if you can buy graph paper internationally.
No, because it's in the rec center. I don't know. It's
They're at Venn. I know if Chris has them.
Who's the PR? Because now you have a good sob story where you are the victim.
Well, it's Radical, and I told them that story.
There you go.
And they were like, they only produce the event. I don't know who does their PR. And then
you want the shirt, not the money. You want the shirt.
I want the shirt.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I going to do with the money? Buy another shirt. The next day, like I told that to Jonathan and Radical, and I was like hoping to, he's like, oh, I'll see what I can do, but it's. We just
shout out Jonathan.
And then I'm with him, and I got like some more goodies and treats, and he's like,
oh, so there you.
But he's like, please do not lose this one.
So wait, do you think you came out ahead? Did I actually help you?
No, I was gonna get A6 and car whipped anyway.
You were gonna get more treats at Radical. You're gonna get more Radical treats either way. Maybe that's the title. Is the title Radical Treats?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So how was it Opera Se?
Honestly, well, I met the designer, which was cool. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen. So that was tight. I met this. I've been hearing about this guy. I don't know if you've heard of this guy, KB, who lives in LA, but obviously speaks Japanese. And I don't think he's like an agent for Opera Se. And there's an English speaker on the team. I don't know his name.
Well, there's a French guy, Alex.
But I think, right.
Who
but
speaks English.
Right, exactly. But the KB, I don't know. I think Gene had been telling me about him, but I met that guy. That was really cool. We connected.
Damn, I wonder what first impression you left on Opera Se.
Well, you
were already kind of browning out at this point.
From what I remember, the KB, he was familiar with our game. So he was like, let me introduce you to the designer, which was cool. But at that point, because we weren't even, so this was crazy to me is like, because if the bags, like leaving a bag in an Uber, like that's crazy. Like, because first of all, the Uber's jam packed. It's all like our mutual friends that like, I guess knew that I had this bag on your behalf. I don't think they would have like.
I don't think you guys were in like a logical point.
Okay, maybe not
speaking.
Maybe not logical, but
like if he doesn't have the bag, if he doesn't have the bag, then who's got the
Yeah, no, I understand. So yeah, I guess because it's like I would have if I had a bag in my hand or whatever, and we were at that hotel because the party was like winding down. The bar had been closed, and then
they ran out of clean glasses, so they stopped serving drinks.
Yo, have you noticed that at all these aperitivos, this also happened at Mary Celeste? This is like a thing where it's like the trick is you got to keep your glass on you because you could get.
What else would you do with it?
Well, no, don't let it get swooped up by a busboy.
Okay.
Keep that motherfucking thing on you because you never know when the glasses are going to run out.
That's what the loop on your Carhartt jeans is for.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. It's like, how is a place going to run out of clean glasses before booze?
That's the most French fucking thing I've ever heard.
Exactly. Like to me, it's like, oh, the open bar is over because like, the tab's been run up or ran out of whatever.
And then whoever's in charge of washing the glasses is like, I would not be rushed.
Yeah.
I prefer my quality of life.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you been treated extra rudely, you think? Because it is like, I'm sure these French service workers hate all these fashion people over running their establishments.
I was at Cafe Charlot, OG goated spot for lunch, and they have a sign that's like Fashion Week people do not order at the bar, order from your waiter.
That's
in French and English.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's a, did you
And
take
then
a
I
picture of that? That's a good one.
No, Sam Hine posted it. I had lunch today, and the guy was just kind of like, yeah. I was like, fuck you, bro. Like, but it was in a touristy area.
Oh, okay.
And
That's it.
it
That's
was,
a personal problem for them. Then it's
yeah,
like,
and it
you're
was
there.
like, and I think like his software was fucked up because he was just tapping his computer the whole time. And like
his software.
I'm like, yo, can I fucking
Motherfucker got a virus, dude.
can I get some snails? Like, come on.
Yeah, we were treated like absolute dog shit.
At Paul Blart?
At Paul Blart at motherfucking Shea Omar. But I think that's like they're kind of known for that. And then ultimately our actual waiter was like, she was a sweetheart and she was like helping us order. But either way, so that bag, so it just again to this bag thing, because
Bag's gone.
I want to vindicate myself just a little bit. Like if I'm at a hotel for 5 minutes where I'm just like saying what up to, you know, one designer via this dude KB, I can't imagine I would have like taken it off and like put it down because I didn't
in the Uber, bro. It's fine. You'll Venmo me.
I mean, just for like I said, invoice me, send the request, dude.
No,
I mean,
you take the action of Venmoing me. I will not
should I
take
do
the
it
action
right now on pod?
Sure, 338.11.
338 and 11 cents.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna Venmo James.
Feel free to leave a fucking tip.
Bro, I was okay.
Should I invoice you for the lime rides that I had to take to go to the Tarantula?
Yo, I mean, I don't. What, send me an itemized invoice, and we can get to what the total is. I mean, how much are the lime rides, dude?
I don't know. I've been going lime crazy.
Damn, dude. You know what kind of sucks about this is like, well, one is that it happened, but like to be clear, this was like your fault, and I just made it incredibly worse.
Yes.
So you did hit the first domino.
Oh, so yeah, I'm not denying that.
I just wanted to,
but
you know,
you
just wanted to say
like,
that.
You lost it. I left these bags at a coffee shop. Ironically, the bags that I was told not to leave.
How many bags? Why are you losing bags all week?
Because I'm carrying them around and I put them down. And I'm so flustered. I'm like, oh shit, I got to get to the next thing, and I just take off, right? And these were like stashed somewhere. And guess what? I went to the coffee shop. They had them.
Well, I mean,
so
listen,
if you had just left the bag,
if I had not,
you hadn't tried to be like, yo, I got this, bro.
If I hadn't inserted myself into your predicament again, trying to help, it would have just been with Josh, and it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. I've apologized. Because I feel bad, dude.
Okay, so what do you do after Al Pracer?
Who knows?
Oh. Okay. Is it because there's
no? But I will say I went to and you've heard about this place. I got a cool. So in Paris, when do the bars when do they like actually?
You're about to talk.
Here?
You're about to mention the same bar that I had mentioned much earlier.
You didn't say the name though.
The Connectable.
You like it? It's weird.
I like it. It's good.
I told Jenna I was with that. I've been with a lot of ragtag crews when the road dogs have called it quits, and I'm still in these streets. You start accumulating. But we met an expat, and she was teaching us, this dice game. She had first of all, she just pulled 5 dice out of her pocket, which is pretty fucking hilarious.
How are you gonna go? Yo, you know this dice game? No, I don't. What game?
It's called Threes. No, because I mentioned this to someone else. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt because someone was like, "Oh yeah, that's like trending."
Threes? Okay.
It's like a dice game. So I'm like, it's basically just a worse version, kind of like of CeeLo. I guess you can, play some dice with the boys, gamble.
Dice games.
But anyway, when you ask how my night is, I'm at that fucking place in that weird bar learning a dice game at whatever, fucking 4 a.m. Yes, of course, I fucking lost the bag.
Yeah.
Lost the plot, lost the bag, as per usual. Let's move on.
All right. I had a pretty free morning, and I really wanted to do some vintage jewelry shopping. Luckily, at the Drake's New Balance dinner, who the fuck was? I think I was talking to Gian. Shout out Gian and Janice. Who's gracing Janice.
Janny World Tour.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to I know that I have this one place called Dary's, DARY''S. I'm trying to if you guys have any recs, nah, I don't. But talk to her, this woman that was at the dinner. She works for Cartier.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, obviously. So we're chatting. She's awesome. And she gave me some recs.
Okay.
And she's like, they're kind of cheesy, kind of not touristy, but you buy by the gram, which is, I don't know, maybe that's what you were.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay, now.
You buy by the gram.
Right.
But that's kind of how they trick you.
They weigh it. Yeah.
That's kind of tricky because it's like, I'm like, only €4 a gram? Fire.
Well, yeah, okay.
But then you don't know until they trick you because then you see something I like that, you try it on, you want it, and
you
you're
can tell if it's heavy, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. So I got this little number.
I like that.
This woven little number.
Big old cuff.
That the dude at Rear was like, oh my, what's his accent? He's like Northern Italian. It's like Yannick Sinner.
Good luck, dude.
He's like,
With that
because
one.
they do jewelry and it's really fucking nice with a local French designer. And he's like, oh, when you walked in, like I saw that and it's beautiful.
It's a statement cuff, dude. What's it? Is it annoying?
No,
So like, is it heavy? Let me see the weight on this. Let me see how many
it's
grams.
whatever 260 divided by 4.5 is. That's how many grams
Actually,
it is.
this then that's deceiving because I would be like, oh, this is like it's not that it looks heavier than it is. So maybe it won't be that expensive
because it's woven. There's air in there.
Yeah, this is cool, dude. So it's vintage.
Yeah. So
What's country of origin? Do you know any information?
no, I don't think it was not that serious, this place. But like, I mean, look, the Cartier rack. It's called a Gudule. There's a bunch of locations. Gudule, I believe. But then also just like going to other fancy vintage jewelry spots, I'm like sweating. You know, I have pit stains and fucking back sweat stains and shit. And they're like they're really beautiful and really fancy, but like they got to buzz you in. And it's clear that I'm like,
You feel like a homeless vagrant.
this fucking sweaty American's coming in here. Jesus Christ.
I mean, everyone's sweaty, but I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe with all the bags you're lugging around, you're extra sweaty. That's not bad. That's a good thing that was not lost.
No, wait. So this is Tuesday. What? This is Thursday.
Yeah.
What, did you do anything Thursday morning? Or were you
Well,
sleeping?
I already talked about my Orley Reese because I'm trying to sound important. I mean,
Am I
that's
calling it a Reese? You
yeah.
had another moment where I'm like, oh, this guy's trying to look important. Where at the Hermes
Me?
show, you're standing up to take photos.
So okay. Listen, not front row Hermes. That's totally fine. We're just happy to be in the building. Just the geography of my seat, it was hard for me to even see these beautiful looks, let alone capture them. So I could let the rest of the world know that I was there.
Maybe you need a Reese.
Yeah, I absolutely do need an Hermes Reese. Yes, I know it's a hard-on move. But I'm not trying to look professional. I'm embarrassed that I have to do that. It's the opposite of professional.
I had some secondhand embarrassment. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh God, bro, Will Welch is right there. Act like you've been here before.
I didn't even you. I have. Well, I have. Been to the fashion show.
I'll give you my photos.
Give me your fucking
airdrop them.
Give me
bro.
your fucking seat next time. I was fucking in the. I think I had the worst seat in the house, dude.
No, wait, no.
There's no third row. So there's. I mean, listen. Just it was a expansive collection and runway and production, and it was. I'm just again shout out to
You
Kelly.
thought you had the worst seat? What?
It was. I had one of those seats where you're like, I can't really get anything from this.
I had a good seat because it was a gap, the front row
I
gap.
know,
and I was
dude.
right there, so it looks like I was in the front row, but I wasn't. I wasn't.
Right. We were sitting next to each other. I was not able to mind the gap in that regard. Yeah, I know. Look, I'm not proud of it, but I was like, I couldn't even see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So the one thing that I had to do, my one obligation on what are we talking about? Thursday at this point?
well, I was saying I already.
Oh, sorry, Orley.
No, okay, the Orley Reese I already talked
What
about.
time was that at?
I went with Jonah and Aaron that was like a 3 p.m.
Okay, earlier in the day, right? Because we're going slightly chronologically here.
Yeah.
I had lunch with the homies at Cafe Charlotte, and Noah Johnson, my road dog, joined us, and I was like, we're like, what do you want to do? I was like, I have to go to the Stussy store to pick up our Legacy Workshop Stussy collab.
Thank you
they
for that,
sent
by
us.
the way.
It wasn't intentional. I'll tell you why when we get.
Oh, actually, yeah. This is not. I would like to. Yeah, tell me more because I have a
Well,
question.
I wasn't going to pick yours up, but when I got there and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll bring it up from downstairs," it was just a giant box.
Oh, if they,
So I had to carry in this giant box until Noah bought some para boots, and I asked the para boot lady for an extra bag, and then I opened the box.
Did they give
and
you the DHL shipping box?
yeah,
Like,
like it's still taped up and shit. I opened the box and it's 2 bags inside. I was like, "Fuck! I could have just taken mine."
here is my question.
No, I did not swap product.
No, that's not what I was going to ask.
Okay.
Thank you. If you had shown up and they presented the bag, you wouldn't have been like, "Oh, can I take Lawrence's as well?" You would have taken it.
Yeah, because once again, yes,
Okay,
I would
alright.
not have taken it
Okay.
because
I think that's what I expected you to say. If it was me, you'd take both.
and then you fucking lose them.
And then yours.
your intended good deed just fucks shit up.
When on the next Boys Only, when I'm wearing my new Levi's and graph paper shirt, this is going to be extra
Hell
fucking
yeah.
funny, dude.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
So what was okay? Back to like the Marais, and at a certain point, this is the last time that I spent any time in the Marais. was this afternoon because like I'm like, all right, I got to go to the sushi
Kobo
store.
party.
Well, besides like
Okay, sure.
events, just like wandering around. I was like, I got to go to like a mile or a kilometer down the road that way, right? And me and Noah are literally talking about how like all you do is run into people. Right? We've run into fucking David Fisher and Poggy the Man, who by the way, the man.
It's in the name.
Yeah, but was like wearing this suit that was so fire. I'm like, how are you doing that, bro? It's so hot.
He's always suiting, but he always looks like $1 million.
And you know, we're just doing like the whatever catch up thing,
song and dance,
so the little 2-step. And David and Poggy are like, yo, come see this new Takashi Murakami brand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, I kind of have to see this. Like,
yeah.
And they're like, it'll be 2 minutes, just pop in, pop out. I was like, I gotta get to the sushi store, and I gotta get to Ruby Roast at this other store in the 6th. I was like, I gotta, okay, 2 minutes.
Sure.
Get up there. It's Takashi Murakami looking fucking crazy.
Was he in like a costume, basically? Like hat, fucking
big hat,
mascot
t-shirt,
fit,
shorts with the suspenders. Suspenders had some crazy shit on them. I don't know what shoes he was wearing. He's wearing like Jordans at Kiko this morning.
Yeah, he was in the 14s.
But yo, JP the Wavy, the best
I know
Japanese rapper.
I think you've talked about him on the podcast multiple times.
Yeah. Who I guess like is collaborating both on product, and I went to his music and he just dropped a song featuring Takashi Murakami.
What is Takashi doing on the beat? I don't know, bro.
And this shit
what? Is it like a featuring Nego thing where they don't do anything?
Something like that.
They just
and then
connected the dots.
And then like we get introduced to this guy's like, oh, what's up? Yeah, I work with the Labubu artist. I'm like, what?
You met Mr. Labubu?
I met Labubu's rep.
Is the right hand of Labubu.
And he's like trying to explain Labubu. He's like, no, Labubu is one monster in a monster universe.
What?
Yeah, there's
Is Labubu a brand?
Labubu is a character in the larger.
It's Pikachu. And
Yes,
there's Pokemon.
yes.
Got it. Wait, so there's other guys?
Yeah, but for some reason Labubu is the one.
The demon. It's a little fucking demon, dude.
But I had to flick up with JP the Wavy. I had to be a fucking hardo. Like I was just waiting for that. That's why I took so long because I was like waiting. But another fucking legend who I got to meet with Poggy the Man, Mr. Snob, Narc Dad, your boy Jimmy, Takashi Murakami, JP the Wavy, Jeff Hamilton.
Yeah.
Who, if you don't know who he is, look him up.
He's a
legend. Fucking legend.
How white were his teeth in person?
The deepest tan I've ever seen.
Okay.
Like the color of this table.
Uh-huh.
He's a white guy. His teeth.
Mr. Mahogany.
His teeth looked like these pillows.
Dude, they're about the size of this cushion as well.
Yeah.
Fucking chiclets.
Like, it was, again, 99 degrees out, and he's wearing this like dark blue Python leather biker jacket.
He has to.
And it's so fire. And I was talking to his business partner. I'm like, does he always wear leather? Like no matter what? He's like, yeah, it's either Python or Croc.
Exotics only.
Yeah.
That's gas, dude. Jeff Hamilton is the fucking man, dude.
Yeah. And listen, I incepted a little pod seed. So we'll see if that seed grows into a pod.
He lives in New York. No, LA, probably, right?
LA, but they're New York all the time. Don't worry.
Oh, dude. Fingers fucking crossed. I'm trying to chop it up with fucking the Hefe, dude. The leather Hefe.
But at that point, right? Like, again, I was like, Stussy's a kilometer that way from like where lunch was.
Mm-hmm.
We had made negative progress.
Damn, bro.
And it was more run-ins. Like, and also, you know what? Seeing a lot of Throwing Fits fans.
That's
like,
cool.
That's always awesome.
I had a few of those. They're great.
Yeah. Like a hot male model was like, yo, I'm throwing a fit right now, right? And I'm like, yeah.
A hot male model? That's not normally in our demo, I feel like. That's tight.
That's not true. Remember that other male model?
Right. we
got two male models.
We met both of them.
But I had to get the hell out of Murray.
Yeah.
Like, so hit Paraboot, went to Ruby Rosa, which is a new store, I think in the 6th. It's really sick.
The pajama party.
It's pajamas. It's a lot of like, it's kind of like Charvet vibes. It's like striped shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And these like really soft, almost like opera slipper loafers.
What's the price?
Come in all different colors.
What's the price point? Are we talking? Because I've seen a lot about this.
I did not cop because of the price point. The shoes cost €390.
And they're house shoes. Or
indoor, outdoor. You can wear them outside.
That's not.
They come in great colors like black, obviously, like a chocolate brown, the color of Jeff Hamilton's tan, kind of like a tannish brown, white, red was like, should I get some fucking
The color of Jeff Hamilton's teeth, white.
red
The
slippers?
color of Jeff Hamilton's skin,
Yeah, the
brown.
color of Jeff Hamilton's money, green.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it was cool. I definitely recommend that. And then just to round out the rest of my shopping, we went to Yves Chapelier, Parisian bag brand. I copped a bag. A little like airport bag inside the bag organizer for like
Dop Kid vibes?
Nah, more like documents or like chargers and shit.
Oh, okay.
Like passport.
Folio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Made in France, made in Nice. It's all really good stuff. Well priced too. And we went to the store Beige Abiel. Pretty sick.
Okay.
Just a good brand. Brand and store. So that was my shopping day. They had some slippers that I wanted, but they didn't have my size.
So you're in a slipper mode.
I've been big slipper mode. I don't want.
You talked about dainty. We the twinkle toes, the dainty stuff. We've been wearing.
Wave sandals I almost bought at Woodbury. These Bottega sandals that I fucking love.
Yeah.
I'm a slipper guy. I'm not a flip flop guy. Unfortunately, when I made a Lemaire personal order, the sandals that I ordered never made it to production. So there were a few times where I was like, "Oh, don't worry, I got these slippers."
Right.
And then
canceled.
They got canceled.
That's a bummer. I did some future shopping. Also went to Colbo. Shout out Tal and Eldar, crushing it. Obviously, they're here not just to show the line and to buy for the store. They got they made the best Sperry's of all time. They brought back a model from the 80s. Those are fucking great. But I was going through the in-house line and dude, the second best thing I saw after the Orley trenches, they are doing a diesel pair of leather jorts in like the cobalt color palette. So it's like kind of like a creamy, it's like a creme fraiche pair of leather jorts with monster extendo pockets on the back with
saggy
like
cheeks.
No, it's because they're leather. It's like a structured big short. Fucking phenomenal. Second best thing I saw. I went to a little aperitivo at J Muser.
Oh, how's that? How the boys?
It was fantastic to see everyone. They're doing well. I actually felt it was actually really nice because I know they've been making us some stuff. When my suit was finished right before leaving, Jake was like, "Yo, would you like want to like wear this to the party? We take some pics in Paris." And I was like, honestly, dude, fucking speaking my language. So I got to do a fun little maiden voyage. I don't know if you saw this suit because I don't think I saw you much yesterday because I missed you at the Cobalt thing. But yeah, just like the one guy, I felt
you were wearing a suit. Were you dying of heat?
No, I had my suit and my polo vibe going. And while I definitely fit in at J Muser, when I started, making my way to the aperitivos of the evening, I definitely felt like I was like the security guy at like the Cobalt party. So that was I felt a bit overdressed for that. But I don't know. I love that. Look, Le Mary Celeste, right? Is what that
Le
place.
Mary Celeste.
Had you been there before?
Yeah. It's like
it's cool. I like it.
We went there last time we were in Paris.
No way. For real?
Yes.
Damn, my bad.
It was like the first like natty wine bar in Marais.
OG.
What?
The OG.
Yeah, in Marais.
Okay.
So it's just like a standby classic. They fucking they have like the oysters at the bar.
I mean, I don't think did they have food at the party?
No, they didn't.
Okay, yeah. I don't remember. Well, I remember a lot of things, obviously, but and then
my first aperitivo was a literary sport.
Oh, shout out Jackie.
Shout out Jackie, and Fran and Brittany, and shit looks fucking good.
They're cool, dude. I like they're tight, dude.
Yeah, shit looks good. Even a non-active person can wear it, I'm sure.
It's like lifestyle.
It's like,
well, it can be performance.
The way that Jackie described it to me once when I ran into her and we in New York and we went and got a drink. She's like, it's for runners who smoke. I was like, write that down. Banger. That is a perfect fucking tagline. Maybe not like officially, but like that's like exactly how you sum up this thing. Oh, she was wearing a shirt. I was like, is that graph paper?
Oh no, you see it. I see it everywhere.
Is that graph paper? She goes, no, it's a vintage Eddie Bauer. No, vintage LL Bean, wrinkle free.
Yeah.
She's like, it's great for travel.
That is true.
Throw that shit up, throw it in the bag.
This is why people also like fishing shirts. It's like that fat, like they're
the wrinkle free shit
with button, but like it doesn't fuck it. You can travel and wear it easily in the heat. Not going to like really wrinkle. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't think anyone the fishing wave never happened. Maybe it will, like you predicted fucking a couple weeks ago.
I didn't say fishing.
The next hobby that's going to be exploited. We said
I think it's cycling.
no, but we threw fishing in there. I think we were just naming hobbies.
Yeah. Dice.
Dice core. I'm telling you, dude. Someone else. This is why I asked you. To be clear, someone was like, "Oh yeah, this is a thing right now."
You can't say a game is trending,
bro. That's what they told me. I don't know. I was trying to confirm with you. I didn't know if it maybe hit TikTok or something. I don't know what the fucking context was.
Louis Vuitton invite dice,
bro. There you go. Dice, dude. Get
set.
Dice. Yeah. Shout out.
What did you do for dinner?
Didn't have dinner. I went to Luke Frazier and I went to the GQ party. Okay. And I just went. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't have dinner that night. But I went. Full. I basically every.
Jenna just got out of the shower. She can hear you now.
No, I understand.
Okay. Careful.
No, bro, relax. I'm gonna tell the story about how she talked to Netsman. But anyway, I basically was like, all right, if I'm here, and I don't know
in my suit.
Yeah, well, a lot of people.
Did wearing a suit to the GQ party feel like wearing a band tee to the concert?
No, but it definitely, like, knowing that it was on my itinerary, it definitely, like, emboldened me to, like, leave the Airbnb in that, because, like, I wasn't gonna, like, not that I think that there's no dress code, but I don't know. I want to go to a party like that in a suit. If you would have gone, what would you have worn?
Shorts and a t-shirt and sneakers.
Okay, so that's basically what Luke was doing.
Yeah.
We had a nice little ragtag crew. It was me, Luke. We met up with then Brian Procell and Alex James from Pleasures. So we had our little ragtag crew doing our own thing, just kind of
at GQ.
Yeah, a lot of people watching. So I basically went full starfucker mode. I'm like, if I'm here and I have the access, I'm gonna just like I'm going to go full turbo. I'm just going to meet as many rappers as I can.
Okay.
And
are you like, yo, I'm throwing fits?
No, just kind of like, okay. It's, you're in the middle of like a club. The music is blaring. Obviously I'm hammered. I wasn't trying to like politic or anything. I was just like, how could these kind of like introductions go? We'll just see. And also some NBA players. The best thing that happened was, I made Kawhi Leonard smile, which I think is like a very rare thing to do.
Did he laugh?
He didn't laugh, but
How do you make him smile?
I referenced.
He was laughing at your fit?
No, I don't think so. What did I say? I think one, I might have been, so he was walking past a bunch of people. Either the people at the party didn't know who he was or just think he's a hooper because he's obviously taller than everyone. I just hit him with the resume, dude. Finals champ, finals MVP. He smiled. That was a good interaction.
So he's walking past.
Yeah, and I just like, and
he heard you describing his credentials to the group?
No. I said what up to him and just said his credentials in his face. And maybe he was smiling at me. Not because he's not laughing, but I don't know. It seemed like.
So you're real quick. So you were like not like trying to finesse an introduction. You're just like, "What's up, man?"
Bro, he's being escorted through to whatever fucking section up front or whatever.
I mean, in the other rapper Infinity Stones that you're trying to collect and shit.
No. Well, the Pusha T one, because our boy Curtains was with him, and I saw Curtin. We have obviously met Pusha before because we were lucky enough to have like some mutual friends. That one was good because I had Daryl Curtains, who knows me already. So Push sees me get like the dap and the what up. So then like, obviously he probably thinks he's meeting me for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was good because that was like a really strong dap. Super affable guy. Like obviously Pusha is the fucking best. Just fucking blinded by the Grillingtons. And then
the yellow diamonds look like pee-pee?
No, I did not. But I did say, so happy that you and your brother are back. And he said, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Nice.
And then
smooth.
Yeah, that one was pretty smooth. I had a smooth one with West Side Gun.
Okay.
Because he just appreciated that I hit him with the big Fly God. He liked, I guess, like that's,
What do you mean hit him with the big, like,
yo, Fly God, what's good? And he liked that.
So you're going up, you're going up to people.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. No, I just want to confirm that.
Yeah. No one is coming to.
No, but you're not like
Daryl and
you're not
Push.
like with like Will or Sam or, okay.
So then Yeet and Zach Bia didn't go as well because Zach now likes to bust my chops because of that clip that went viral from the show.
Yeah.
And I did have to apologize for that because again, I was never trying to make him look bad because he is the nicest guy. And I think he's
That's the name of his club, the Nice Guy.
Yeah, right. Well, listen, it should be named after. I don't know who it's named after. It should be named after Zach. But so he was with Yeet. I think that I do know for a fact Yeet doesn't want to fucking meet me at all.
Doesn't what?
Doesn't want to meet me. So that's kind of like I did trying to like, and it was like, no, not gonna happen.
But so Zach is like overcompensated, like jokingly, like, yo, like.
No, but he was razzing me deservedly so, and then I had to explain to the crew that I was with, who are also friends with him and know him, why I am persona non grata.
Got it.
And I fucked up. So hand up, that's on me. Just like I lost the bag, fumbled the clout, fumbled my future Yeet clout.
Damn.
But the best was I was outside in the smoking area. Saw the homie John Ross, who I guess is boys with NetSpend. So I got to meet NetSpend in like a more like less transactional capacity. And I don't know if people know this about NetSpend. He's like mad fun and like goofy, because I feel like the persona he presents is the badass kid.
Well, he is like 16.
Well, I was kind of fucking with him. I was like, yo, dude, they let 12-year-olds into the GQ party, and he was like, whatever. I don't know. I think he's 18, 17. But
I really wish we could just like cut to like what actually happened. Like, yo, and then I was making NetSpend giggle, bro.
He seemingly was having a really good time.
Yeah. And what headspace were you in at this time? No dinner. Suit. Sweating all day.
Whatever. But sure. All those and
bags
more
have been lost.
Yeah.
And acquired.
And but at a certain point, Jenna and I had a miscommunication where she thought that I apparently like yelled at and flipped off our friend Sandrine Charles.
What?
What actually happened was when I was going to the GQ party, I think there was maybe this expectation that like, or that you and I are invited, that we have like plus ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Which we do not. There was like, that's a hard party to get into. You decided you didn't want to go. That's totally fine. It was like a very late thing. I can understand being like, yeah, I'm going to do something else. Well,
I'll describe my less exciting night, but
yeah,
there's a reason why I also wanted to go to bed early.
Sure. Right. Oh, right. Anyway, I guess Jenna had been talking to Sandrine. They know each other. And Sandrine is being like, oh yeah, like a +3. Am I going to see you at GQ? Whatever. Anyway, so then Jenna, I guess, is maybe like a little perturbed at me, thinking that maybe I'm like hoarding invites or something, or like the opportunity, like not offering to take her, which is not the case. Mine. I mean, I honestly, for me, I hope this isn't throwing me or you under the bus. Like to me, this was like this felt like not like Make-A-Wish or like charity, but it's like I don't know.
Stop talking.
It's a party for rappers and NBA players. Yeah, not for podcasters. That's the point. Anyway,
but we were there.
Yes, I was.
Or we were invited.
Yeah, and I was there.
And you were there.
When I saw Sandrine later that night, we were joking across the bar about this kind of miscommunication that was happening. And I wasn't yelling at her. I think we were just like talking loudly because it's like a very loud bar. And I was just like, I basically was like, thanks for throwing me under the bus. Now Jen is like mad at me for some reason, thinking that, you know, I'm a non-gracious partner or something. And I might have like jokingly like flipped her off. I guess Sandrine relayed that. Jenna thought that I like had a fight with Sandrine or something. So she, rightfully so, wanted to call me out for being a dickhead. So as I am, you know, giggling with my new friend Gunner, but you guys would know as NetSpend, she calls me. I was like, this will be funny.
What time is this at?
You want me to look? I can look at literally at the...
Well, I don't know, like just generally.
All right. Whoops. Let's see. This happened at 1:51 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we're at the night. I was like,
still a long way to go.
I was like, yo, NetSpend, this will be funny. You want to answer the phone and talk to my wife? I don't know how their conversation went, but I think he maybe thought that he was talking to someone who knew who he was. Clearly, she doesn't. And and she wasn't having it.
Sometimes you got to humble NetSpend. You know?
So then, yeah, right. Well, NetSpend's like, basically, it's like that Jenna might be older than his parents. He's literally 12. No, but what? Mean. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Jenna
okay.
said mean. Okay. Anyway,
Netsman's parents are 27.
so I guess she has no idea that she's talking to Netspend, and then he's like, okay.
She's like, Lawrence, why do you sound like this?
So he just gives me my phone back, and then I had to spend the mental gymnastics that it would take in the state that I was to explain what happened with Sandrine and how her and I were just having a good time at my expense.
Again, I really wish that we could cut to like security footage where it's like, you're like, yeah, man, I was looking fucking sick and like just making the rappers giggle. And like, I'm like explaining the story and everyone's laughing and like everyone wants to have sex with me. And then cut to the security footage and you're just like fucking slobbering, like bent over, your suit's all ripped and stains and shit. And everyone's just like, yo, get this fucking.
Honestly, probably some combination of these things. And I wish we had a cutaway as well, because I would like to see what the objective perspective.
Because again,
was.
there's the I didn't take your bag, and then there's like I lost your bag, or I don't remember losing your bag.
I don't remember losing your
I do
bag.
remember taking the bag.
Yeah. Well, also, by the way, when you asked me that, I didn't have the eyewitness accounts at my disposal. So in that moment, that is literally what I thought happened.
Okay.
Anyway, it was then that was a very late night with my ragtag crew. It was great to see Brian, someone who I will spend every waking moment when I'm with him trying to convince him that he should come on Throwing Fits, but I think he's just too humble. And while a super amazing, lovable, fun hang, I think that he can be a shy guy and is like, something that he maybe one day we'll get him on the show. And that would be I literally spent all night trying to convince him. That's why I came home so late, because I was just trying to convince Brian.
Yeah.
I just never with Brian until 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my.
I didn't go to the GQ party.
Right.
I very intensely was like, I appreciate the invite. I'm glad we got invited. I will not be going. I went to an on dinner with Pierce Abernathy Cooking. Delicious.
Oh, shout out Pierce.
All vegetarian.
Yeah.
But really good. And then just had a A1 yap session with the homies at On and Noah and Alex, Olivia, and this guy Max, who's just like a fucking righteous cunt, man, from New Zealand.
Okay.
I don't know how to do a Kiwi accent.
Do Isaac.
Biked home. What's your favorite sneaker?
Yeah.
Biked home. Listen to the Go-Go Dolls. Iris.
Right. Again?
Yeah.
So just on repeat for you.
When it's biking home in the rain, yeah.
Okay.
So I had tennis the next day. Mike Sherman set it up at Roland Garros.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Like the club Roland Garros. And I didn't really know that until like, we got there and like you see like the Roland Garros branding on like the nets and like there's a sign, obviously. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna, even if I wanted to go to this party, which I don't want to go to like a club and just like star fuck. I gotta get up early the next morning, which is smart. Yeah. I think it's good to like schedule stuff in the mornings that you are behave responsibly.
Yeah. Force yourself.
But yeah, so because I'd run into Dev earlier in the week or on travel day, it was me, Dev Hines, my road dog, Noah Johnson, Mike, and two of Mike's homies playing tennis at Club Roland Garros.
Were you guys playing doubles?
Fucking bucket list.
What's the situation?
Doubles came to court. Fast four, just like first to 4 games, so everyone serves. And then mixed team singles.
Oh, hell yeah. Who was the best player in the group?
Mike, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's
Mike's
Dev's
good.
tennis game?
Dev's good.
How do you get, so for a guy like that, just real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but Dev travels, you brought your stuff, he doesn't have his stuff, you rent it? Like, how does he,
you can get demos, you can get demos from the club.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so not an issue. And like everyone typically travels with like 2 rackets. I just traveled with one because I knew I wasn't going to break a string. He's good. And for some reason, our style of play matches up in a way that like whenever we were going one-on-one, tete-a-tete, the points would last like crazy long.
Marathon.
Yeah. And like, not like, I'm not saying good, like we'd be exhausted. So we're just like, ugh, like getting the ball back.
That's more fun to play that way, right? Than like to be niffing shots shit.
No, because whatever, you gotta, someone's got to eventually win the point.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, how competitive are these link ups? Or are you not just trying to like, I mean, I know you guys are doing more
trying to win the point.
Okay.
But then it's also like, yo, what's the score? Oh, whatever. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
So that was fucking awesome. And then, yeah, that was this is the morning that because everything, there's fucking paper thin walls. this is the morning that I was going to get up at 7 to get there at 9. I was woken up effectively at 6 by you coming home. And then I was just like, well, I'm just going to stay up. So we really were the fucking meme on the roller coaster where you're the fucking skeleton coming. I guess you were in a suit.
Yeah. Wait, so is that you're welcome, or did that fuck you up? Like, did you have less energy for tennis, or?
Well, I had got an hour less of sleep.
Okay. Well, what do you put it that way?
Mathematically speaking.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
The bag is gone.
Yeah. I got home from tennis and you were still asleep.
What time was that?
Like 11:45, noon.
Yeah, that tracks. That was I really slept in.
You got 6 hours of sleep.
6.5
because you went to
average.
bed at 6.
Actually, that
And I think I heard you getting yelled at.
Oh, for sure. Again, there was a she thinks that I also
You yelled at a woman and came home at 6 a.m.
Yeah, and then don't put me on. It's like, don't put me on the phone with a fucking rapper when I'm trying to have a real conversation with you, let alone a
Sure she
teenage
was
one.
trying to go to bed.
Oh, and then I was like, probably also at some point trying to explain net spent to her, like she gives a fuck. So that's
At 6 in the morning?
No, I think maybe like on the
At 2
phone
in the morning.
earlier, like at 1:51 or whatever it was. Yeah, that was that day actually. You know, when you actually add up the hours, that might have been a real good 8 hours worth of sleep, just real solid. Yeah,
Crazy.
Rolling out of bed late. I mean, listen, that day.
I think at that point, I was like, I need to fucking see, like in my room, I am turning the master light on.
Oh, that's totally fair. I mean,
and the light was on in your room, and you didn't like. I flipped the switch, and the light went on in your room, and you stayed out. I think it was that morning.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point, like that's a totally fair thing. I mean, like a person
at noon,
a person sleeping.
I could turn the lights on at noon.
A grown ass man sleeping past noon. Yes, you are, as his roommate, you are allowed to turn the lights on. And in that day, with like then all the kind of again aperitivo apocalypse that happened with those things starting. I think the first one for me was MF Pen at like 5. Even though someone could listen to this and be like, "Yo, you're wasting a day." Ultimately I didn't feel like that guilty about it, but it was definitely like didn't feel great. I had to like go to the aperitivo to like, unfortunately, kind of hair the dog it. Not professional. I understand. It's just the truth. I'm not a liar.
I got to go to my favorite lunch spot in the 6th, where again, I'm just like, I need to get out. I don't want to be in the Marais. I don't want to go to like have a million stop and chats. And I know this sounds like super snobby, but it's also just like, it's just exhausting. And like, I want to go see who I want to go see and like hang out who I want to hang out with. And I know who they are. And like, that's just what it is. So I went to, and it's crazy. Like, and I went to see Husbands.
Oh, nice.
And Eduardo, and I'm forgetting the other guy's name.
How's Eduardo doing?
He's good.
Great.
So I had lunch at my favorite spot, L'Avant Comptoir. That's where we tried to go to when you crashed the bike last time.
Oh, that place that was packed and we couldn't get in.
Yeah, because they were having a party. But for lunch, you can just whatever.
Where I crashed the bike to save a young woman's life.
Yes, it always is.
Sacrificed myself.
It always is just such great intentions and disastrous results.
For me and those in my immediate orbit.
Yeah. Lawrence is always doing good, okay? It's the results are fucked up for some reason, but it's Lawrence's intentions are always golden.
Well, that's the thing where it's like I have no malice in my heart. It just ultimately anyway, we can move on.
There's a pattern there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I committed a huge fashion faux pas.
What?
I fucking dropped some food on my shorts. I had to go home and change. Also, I had some I was like, I got the stuff I normally get, which is this Thai shrimp ravioli soup.
Fire.
Beef carpaccio salad.
Asian fusion.
Yeah. And yeah, for sure. And like a tomato salad.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what else should I get? What else should I get? He's like, oh, you must get the terrine. It's like chopped up pig's head.
Oh yeah, I know.
Shit.
Also,
Bro.
like the fact that, yeah, you did this to yourself, dude.
Yeah, I did. I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, for sure, bro. Yeah.
Larry behavior.
Yeah. At the end of Husbands, I was like, I got it. So, okay, I saw Husbands. It's fucking fire.
Yeah.
They're getting like cheekier with like the new ready to wear.
I love that.
Yeah. They're doing some like really nice, loud colored shirts, a lot of silk shirting, t-shirts, a lot of silk shirting. They're doing like I think it's like a denim suit. It's fucking fire.
70s.
But at the end of that, I was like, I got to go home to shit.
Too poopy.
And also change my shorts because it looked like a fucking cum stain. It was like right where like a cum stain would be.
I can't. What shorts did you just torch?
My big blue Cobalt ones that I wore too early. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be fine.
Jenna had a similar situation. I guess some rude patron at a restaurant knocked her bite of steak
that was
out of her fucking off her fork onto her brand new beautiful blouse. That her brand new beautiful Saison blouse that honestly looks very similar to the shorts. Damn,
trash.
So what do you get that? Are you gonna get that dry clean? Just give me a thumbs up or thumb down. What do you do? Okay, because like
what do you mean? What do you do?
You know, there's a no.
What would you do? Throw it out?
Well, there's a washing machine here, by the way. We have that, so you can wash it here.
Yeah,
I don't know what the care instructions are on the Saison blouse.
I kind of want to. Oh fuck! I don't have time now, but I wish I dropped off at a Parisian dry cleaner.
That's what I'm.
Because last time I was here, I had that a white Our Legacy shirt that was covered in ketchup and mustard from eating a hamburger with the Cucinelli homies.
Going Pinto Ron mode. Yeah. First of all, you're eating McDonald's in the middle of the street, like a fucking maniac.
And they're like, she was like, oh, I don't know. And then it comes back like cleaner than like when I bought it. I was like,
I actually remember going with you to the Sartoria. Okay, dry cleaner.
No,
that
wasn't it? No.
You did it in Paris. Oh, they didn't do it in. They didn't do it in.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it was. They didn't do it in Italy. Right.
Yeah,
they couldn't. There's a language barrier.
I then had just a showroom day real quick. I hit the ASICS showroom with Jonathan from Radical. ASICS has some fucking fire lined up. No surprises there.
Yeah.
I posted one of the Kiko shoes that is like crazy, like a brown leather.
Yeah.
It's fucking good.
Good shit.
Bye. Enjoy the foot massage.
Yeah. Enjoy the foot massage. You earned it, baby.
I think I said, the rear showroom, which I talked about, Carhartt whip, all gas. And then, I fucking was able to pull up. I mean, the MF Pen, not only was it fun to just,
what happened? You just hurt yourself? Sorry. She hit the chair. Bye.
The MF Pen stuff looks good.
Oh, I love it. I think he's I mean, Sigurd like was walking me through some stuff, and it's banging, bro. I'm super psyched. The shorts with like the raw waistband, the big pleated shorts. You see those?
No, I like the corduroy shorts that have been like thrashed with the laser.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, so many. That's the big take. I mean, this is the takeaway for later, but spoiled now. Just the best shorts, dude. Fucking pink silk jorts at Orley. They showed there's a jorts version. There's obviously like an actual pair of jeans that like looked like sweatpants on the runway, and are like this casual jean, but they're 100% silk, fucking insane, next level. Yeah. I saw Studio Nicholson that day too. I ran into Felix at the Aperitivo, and he's like, "Yo, by the way, the showroom is one like block down, so that shit is also, bro. The fucking there's this ivory kind of like cricket sweater, but not like a corny cricket sweater. It's just like that shit too. What a big line! Like it's like Orley when if you go to the showroom tomorrow, you talking about how you want to be your wardrobe. You walk in the showroom and you're like, I wish this was my closet because they literally make every product at the highest fucking level with all the proprietary colors and fabrics. And it's just, I mean, we don't need to sell Orley to people listening to this show. They get it, but it's like, these brands like MF Pen, Our Legacy, Studio Nicholson, fucking, did I say MF Pen? I don't want to miss anyone. I just want it to be my full wardrobe. You could literally just fucking do head to toe and all this shit.
I'm seeing a brand
to fucking tops.
I'm going to go see a brand tomorrow called Lee, Lii. A young, like just out of fashion school, Chinese guy, lives in America. He works with Jason Ryder, formerly of the New York Times. And Jason was just like, yo, come by. And I'm very excited to see that. And I think it's kind of in the same vein as like, but like definitely, look, sometimes things can start, especially when you're just seeing so much, you're like, oh my God, like everything is just fucking looking the same. Or what? It's just clothes. Yeah, it's clothing fatigue, mental fatigue. But I think I'm really excited to see this and just get hands on with it. What were we talking about?
Oh, we're just talking about like
we were at the Emma Pen drinks. I had to bounce because I went to go see that girl brand, my homies that I went to Uganda with.
Right.
And that's just like, okay, to get sincere for a second, I got like emotional, like seeing these people.
That's great.
I somewhat drunkenly posted like Unbreakable Family. Which I was like, the next one I was like, damn, I wish I'd maybe chosen a different word than Unbreakable.
What would you have gone with?
I don't know.
Hindsight being
just like
2020. Just family?
That's like a very Ronnie Feig, but
just us at that gorilla brand.
But yeah, it was crazy to see these people, most of whom I haven't seen since I was in Uganda with them.
You haven't seen them outside of the jungle.
Yeah. So that was sick. What did you do after MFN? I
went to Shea Omar with Felix and Louis from Magazine and one of Felix's colleagues. I had been hearing a lot about Shea Omar. We basically ran the hits. They're known for some of the maybe the best couscous in the world, some people say. I'm not a couscous guy. It was fantastic. Hadn't had couscous in a long time, so that was a nice introduction to the famous side that y'all know as couscous. And then they do a tuna steak, which I am not a fish guy. I've said that before on the show. I'm not a particularly healthy person. This tuna steak, I couldn't believe how good it was. I guess that's a normal thing that healthy people order. Sure. I need to put it in the rotation. I was legit blown away. And that was a good crew. And then from there, because the Stussy OL thing kind of like, I think that was a public market that had to close at a certain time. I got to say what up to the big boss himself, Joker. Ran into our capo, Enrico, saw Saro.
I saw Enrico at a lunch, and I was like, oh, shit, if Enrico's here, if the Italians are here, then I know that this spot is good.
Oh, yeah, totally. So it was good to do like just to, pay my respects to all the people that are so kind to us and who are part of Throwing Fists' Unbreakable Family. And then
is that the title?
Maybe, honestly, Unbreakable Family we might as well lead into it. And then we had the lads went out for some drinks. We got Matu in the mix, and then Nick Deerl and Dan met us, and they brought Adam, aka Amine, and that was really cool. Just chopping it up with him as like a guy who's basically here for Kenzo and Jacques Mu, I think, are his like gigs. It was interesting to like hear his perspective, and I don't want to like not that he said anything bad about it, be betraying his confidence, but he really is the best fucking dude, and he's so, and like obviously we had a good time on the pod, but he's someone that maybe this is like a cut scene Larry moment, but I'm like, he like actually likes us and thinks we're funny. Dude, he's like like when we post sizzle reels, if he likes one, like he lets me know. So I'm like, at least someone's fucking watching this social promotion, even though the algo is trying to fucking suppress everyone's self-promotion out here. So it was just a chill night. I think I finally was able to beat you back here and just get a good night's sleep at about like 1:30 in the morning.
Nice. I went to, after that girl brand, I went to Evan Canori Mantle in this like beautiful passage.
Have they collabed before? Because they're like, those brands they're tight.
I don't think so. Their showrooms are just like on the same street.
No, I know, but I literally think that their Unbreakable Family has. I think it was like a burlap sack jacket.
Really?
in the famous big mantle shape. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up. I mean, it was just fucking awesome. Like great wine, incredible food. Like I think it was a lavash, like a kind of Middle Eastern-y white bread with like merguez, herbs. Yeah.
There's one of the collabs. Yeah. Sick.
So I guess I met the Mantle guy. I'm fucking blanking on his name. Met him, whatever. We were just
Australian, right?
Yeah, they're Australian. He's from Perth. We were chopping up, definitely making him giggle. And it was just a fucking good time. Like vibes were wavy. And then I don't know, just after that, I was just hanging out at Martin. I don't know if it's a Cafe Martin or
is that a bar restaurant?
It's like a bar restaurant. I mean, it's like rowdy, like everyone's there. Mainly with the Colbo homies, Tall, Eldar, and Mia. And then Jonah and Weiner and Noah pulled up later, and Aaron did later too. And saw Sammy.
Oh yeah, I've seen Sammy. I mean, he's living here right now. So
yeah.
Shout out Sammy.
You know the brand Cowley, Cawley.
Yes,
the designer. She was there. She's awesome. She loves the pod.
Sick.
It's good fucking times. Just like cold beer on a hot night.
Love it.
Good food.
That's all you need, man. All you need is
but it's one of those ones where it's just like you're having such a good time. You're like, yeah, I'll go. Having such a good time, and you're like, oh shit, it's 1:30. I gotta fucking fire up the Google Dolls and get a lime going.
I gotta load up the iris.
I gotta wake up real early for this 10:30 a.m. Kiko show. Which brings us to today, your final day. I got one more day. I'm gonna try and see some shit. But yeah, Kiko 10:30.
When you
walked an hour there.
Like I said, the one thing that I said I was going to do that I seemingly stuck to, besides just generally enjoying myself, which is my cruising altitude, I was been walking everywhere, getting my steps in. And yeah, I was like, okay, an hour walk is crazy, but it was still cool enough where for me, it was like grab a Coke Zero, get some darts, leisurely stroll up and like just give myself enough time. And I don't regret it, even though you probably biked there in 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
Not bad.
Great show.
I was going to take a car, but fucking it's impossible to get an Uber or taxi.
It is really hard.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good show.
I love the music was fucking sick.
Yeah.
And that one sweater, which I don't know if they're going to do it in other colorways when the collection hits stores and stuff, but dude, fucking Kiko. What a guy, dude.
Yeah. Lad. What do you do after?
What did I do after? Oh, I went, I had been, when Jenna and I, sometime we spent one afternoon together and it's not in my Fashion Week notes here, but we went to Le Pete Vendrome, the famous sandwich place, and got the ham, butter, and pickles and cheese. It was really fucking good. And the takeaway, because like the wait to actually like sit is, and they have other good stuff there. They're known for the sandwiches, but the takeaway window, waited maybe like, call it 15 minutes to get 2 sandwiches for me and her. That was great. But on the way there, I passed by a Japanese curry place and I was like, right, dude, this is one of my favorite foods. There's a lot of great Japanese restaurants in Paris. I bet you I could easily track down some Japanese curry. So I went to a place called Sapporo Restaurant, sat at the bar, was watching the guys fucking chef up. Had some curry, had some gyoza, had a nice little asahi, and that was my lunch. And it was one of those things where I love what you're saying too, where it's like, what's the fucking meme? Pints and chat.
Yeah.
Like that's the best, and I always prefer that over a party or a even like an aperitivo where the homies are there, but you got to a lot of people want to say what up. It's less intimate. I love that. That's great. Sometimes, dude, just a fucking solo lunch after fucking being yapped out.
Oh, bro.
Honestly, just alone at the bar, and I took my time. I was in no rush, and it was amazing. It's not like a place that I think is like even known at all. Tommy hit me up about, he's like, well, if you want actually the best curry, he sent me a place, which whatever, I can fucking find it later. But I was like, yeah, for me, it's just like, I don't need the best I was like, I just want this and I want to be alone. And
dude, I was
awesome.
biking home and I was like, I got some intel from Enrico's guy, who I guess knows Paris pretty well. I was like, I love this place. And he's like, they have like this is like the land one, like the beef carpaccio. I guess they had shrimp. But he's like, they do a seafood one. It's basically the same concept, very similar cuisine, cooking, but it's seafood focused, just like down the street.
Right.
So yeah, same thing. I was like, I need a fucking solo lunch. I need some alone time. I need to just like sit. Unfortunately, they were closed. They were like, it was 11:45. He's like, we open at 12. I'm like, come on, bro. So brutal. I walk and I go to I'm in a very touristy neighborhood at this point. I walk to the Jardin du Luxembourg.
Okay.
And sitting down and just like being by yourself in the shade in like outside under like a canopy of green has never felt better.
That looks good on you, bro.
It
like
was
that.
Awesome.
You need it.
I just sat there and then I opened up the New York Times and like, oh fuck, the world's going to shit.
Right.
Because we've been pretty unplugged.
What? Anna Wintour retired? Oh, what? No, she quit? What? Oh no, she's just doing less work. Okay, cool.
And then had a seafood lunch, came back here, napped, and then went to the Hermes show.
Oh, you caught a little nap. How would you pronounce this? This is Tommy's recommendation for the best curry.
Bonjour.
Yeah, apparently this is like the one, but maybe you'd have to wait longer for that. My thing is, I think the takeaway here is like, well, another thing with I guess when you're biking and you're doing your main character thing, I don't say this disparagingly, like I think that there's value in that. When I'm walking, for me, it's like a way that truly, I'm being sincere, like grounds me and I'm present and I'm like, taking in like this beautiful city that we're blessed enough to be in. To
really, I feel like you're on your phone.
I have Google Maps open because I don't know where the fuck I'm going, but I'm not listening to music. I'm not scrolling while I stroll. I'm taking in the scenery, and it's for me. It's like, listen, I should go to real therapy, but I don't because I'm scared of all the things that I know I already know them, and I just don't want to have someone to fucking.
You might know them, but do you know them?
Just because you've identified the problems doesn't mean that that's not enough. You got to figure out solutions. We're not at that phase. I'm afraid of the solutions that a therapist might provide. But yeah, dude, that's why I'll walk an hour to the Kiko show.
Did you walk to Hermes? This is the transition to Hermes.
Did I walk to Hermes? Yes, I did.
I was gonna cab to Hermes, but that's what I had to bike to.
Okay. Yeah, no, I walked there too. And what I did is I had my curry lunch and I walked in that direction. So while that was also like an hour plus walk, I kind of like broke it up with a little, treat for myself in between. So it didn't feel
What was the
like
treat?
Japanese curry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then asahi and gyoza. Hermes, dude. Did you know?
Wait, what you killed 6 hours walking?
No. Kiko.
4 hours.
I came back here
Oh, okay.
to Boopy
Okay.
to, freshen up. And then I like started my leisurely afternoon stroll.
Hermes was a fucking movie. I don't know what to start with Hermes. I mean, it was so like luxury fashion with capital F, like all the houses and shit. Like it's funny, and people are making this multiple people like made this comment where it's like there's like fashion week with like all the big fucking brands. Then there's kind of like the world we occupy, which is our legacy Orley. And then there's which is like shows, but also like events and appointments and hangs and whatever. And then there's like a fashion week of like shit. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like you've never seen it before. You're like, a lot of like LA streetwear brands type coded. You're just or like just a lot of girly stuff, but it's men's fashion week. I don't know. It's just a reason for people to be out here. But the one critique I have of many of like the high fashion like world is that those shows are really just about like it's such a propagator of the celebrity industrial complex where like that shit is just a runway now. And I know like I think Amelia Petrarca wrote about this in the Times of like what are these deals? What are these people getting paid to like, just like
I would love
show
to know.
up, wear the shit, sit down, get the picture taken and bounce. Right. And then get filmed, be like, oh my God, Jonathan, beautiful, so good.
Or you got to talk to the People's Gallery.
Yeah. And like, and there's like fangirls and like I was trying to watch like the Prada show because we had to make a meme and I was trying to watch the Prada show and I'm like, so I'm searching just like Prada hashtag and it's all just like K-pop stars and like, I have no idea who they are because that's just like, I'm too old. But they're like, they all have like 99 million followers. There's crowds of girls just screaming. No, I'm not even Jenny. Like, Nana. Yeah.
No, I only know Jenny and Cat's Eye.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
So it's like a movie premiere.
Dude, I was blown. I didn't expect.
And that's what Hermes was.
It was when I walked up, I was like, wow, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was like, yeah, it's exactly what you described. It's fucking mayhem. It's a
There's
like
security
premiere.
barricades. They shut down the street. There's like security.
Oh yeah.
Like you have to show your ID. And we didn't have physical invites. So it's like, I'm showing my email and like my ID. And they're like searching bags. It's fucking crazy. I was like, is there going to be a terrorist attack here?
It's the venue was sick. But like, yeah, it's it was mayhem. There's
so many people that once you're inside, it's so fucking hot. Hot.
It was fucking, well, they had like some, champagne, water. That was nice.
Yeah. Glasses. They're just getting shattered.
Someone, like a couple seats down from me and during that mingling time where people are like waiting for the show to start, literally smashed a glass.
I stayed away because I was barefoot.
Oh yeah. You gotta be careful. The last thing you need is a gash.
You didn't like every 3 minutes a glass was shattered.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Oh, I should have gotten gashed. Sued Hermes.
Don't say that on the pod. We love Hermes. I am a friend of the house personally.
Oh, okay.
And I
all
do
I'm
not
saying,
ruin this for me.
This is hypothetical. This didn't happen.
Right. But you saying if you got a grift, you could do hypothetically is get injured at a fashion show, sue the house.
Yeah. Retire.
Yeah.
Never go to Fashion Week again. There's so many people that were like, oh, like that's a celebrity, but I don't know who they are. Because like they're like because I just don't know. But I'm like that's a celebrity. Like, they're so beautiful.
Right.
We missed Jalen Brunson and Kat though.
That's crazy. And that's a fucking bummer. That would have been, you could have seen the actual way that I fucking glaze and do my star fucking. You could have seen it for real. And versus me relaying my perception of it, which maybe is not the reality. Yeah, that was, also like I love the brand Hermes. I cannot afford anything from Hermes besides silk scarves, but I love it, dude. It's such, if I was rich, and it's funny saying this because my favorite thing, I don't know if you peep this, is like there's the client entrance.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Like we've talked about it when we were at the Louis show.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see.
How are they looking? You can be honest.
Terrible.
Okay.
But like it's like here's the thing, man. It sucks that like the guy some people that can afford Hermes, it's like you're not wearing it right. It should be mine. It should be mine, and I should be wearing it right. I like the show a lot. I always like seeing the bags, all the fucking crazy fucking treatments on the Birkins and shit.
My new homie Blakely Thornton, who was by the way, I've gotten so lucky with seat assignments. I got to hang out with Gautier at Kiko.
Oh yeah, shout out Gautier.
My new homie Blakely at Hermes.
So yeah,
Jay at Orley.
Who's this play? I saw you talking to him. What's his deal? He's a
podcaster.
What does he do? What's his pod?
It's called Yestergaze. It's like they like break down like
Good
gay
pun.
pop culture.
Oh, nice.
But from like like Britney Spears meltdown.
Have you heard of it?
I think I've seen it.
So they're like popping.
He told me about something he's got going on that sounds pretty fun, and I'll see him at Kartik, I think. But we were just like, yo, like if it was like oh fuck, like we can't afford that. But it's like it was sexy and fun. We're just like that. It's some of the stuff. It's like if you had the money, like that's exactly how I want to dress. It's kind of like Orley.
The footwear, Python or
boots,
Crocs, exotic boots, and then just like the best like mandals that like again because it's Hermes and like the craftsmanship is on another planet than I am at 5 a.m. Like even sandals they're out of my price range, dude.
Yeah,
I don't see myself ever being able to afford Hermes, which is sad because I truly do love that brand. This is Ernest Glazing.
Yeah,
I
really
love
good.
Hermes.
It was really good. It was a nice cap. Okay, so Lawrence, we're over 2 hours now. So I don't know. Do you have any just like general thoughts you want to wrap up fucking Fashion Week with? I mean, I know I got a few. Like, have you actually talked about them? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was so many great shorts, so many great jorts. If you thought you were over that look, trust me, there's going to be a lot of shit that you're going to want to put in your cart to wear this time next year. Your point about like having I don't want to steal your take. I know you want to talk about road dog mode, but
you just like it's like Jetsam and Flotsam, you know?
Okay.
It's like the physical properties of like a piece of plastic are such that when it's floating in a piece of in the body of water, a like-minded or a like-structured piece of flotsam will like be at the same level and they will like link up. And it's kind of just like, you know, if you're on the same time as someone like like I'm a morning person, they're a morning person. I know it.
You're a beers guy.
You're a 6 a.m. guy. You kind of just like latch on to your road dogs, and then it's just like, yo, where you at? What are you doing? Yo, like get a beer before this, or like what's going on after that? Oh, here's the invite for that. Like just pull up. Here's the address. It's cool. And my road dog has really been Noah Johnson, Narc Dad, the EIC of High Snow. Shout out Noah. Yeah, even though I beat his ass in tennis. What's
the actual term for you're a parasite, but you actually are doing something for the host?
A symbiotic
relationship. Thank you. For me, because I'm not a gourmand, like I say, I'm not like the most worldly, well-traveled person. And because of like when we travel together, you if we're doing something together, like you usually have something that you want to do and I can like glom on. And then with Jenna being my itinerary fucking boss bitch, I kind of like sometimes have.
She's not here, you can say that.
Yeah. having my manager kind of plan that stuff out for me.
Think of all the bag puns we could do right now.
Stop, dude. Leave something to people's imagination, okay? God damn, bro.
I didn't make a single what?
Yeah, okay, sure. I have been very thankful to be hanging with Nick Dearl and Dan and Keith Henry, and just again, like I don't
Keith Henry the Gerb,
the funniest guy. I think people see the clothes and like the high level of Henry's, and like maybe don't realize that he is the funniest motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a lag.
Is he doing that? His Italian drill shit?
No.
Oh, bro, yes. Obviously, because he's Canadian, he like has the funniest like Toronto like
Twins of Gerb
Gerber ass fucking impression. But I guess he's become obsessed with Italian drill, so he has a whole Italian drill bit too, which is honestly a joy to witness at a very classy French bistro. But I don't like feeling like a glommer, but it kind of is, and I love trusting other people's taste that that I obviously respect, and that's been great for me. So shout out to fucking that whole crew.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're here, but it's awesome that they're all here. And I thank them for all the hospitality, and it's been awesome to make new friends.
Because you hadn't met Dan or Keith?
I had never met Dan, and I had met Keith in New York, but not in a way of like actually really hanging out. But like with all these guys, we have, you two mutuals, and obviously Nick being the fucking plug and the mayor of humanity, just so crucial. And I couldn't be more thankful.
Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Here's another takeaway from Fashion Week, and it's one that I hope to bring with me to the next one. You, the royal you,
Mhm.
I pack all the shit, right?
Oh,
I'm like,
bro.
yo, I can't wait to wear those fucking, those are uncomfortable. I can't wait to wear those shoes. Like, I can't wait to wear this crazy shirt. You're looking at the weather. You're like, whatever, it'll be fine. You end up just wearing the same fucking shit.
Mhm.
Because it's just like, what is the most reliable? What is the most versatile? What is the most comfortable? And if that's true, I'd love to know what yours are. And I'll tell you mine while you maybe brainstorm on that.
Sure.
But my reliables, like repeat Johns,
Mhm.
where everything has stayed the same except for today, except for the tops. It's my Our Legacy black bowling shoes, like bowling leather bowling sneakers.
Yeah.
Good in the rain,
Sure.
comfortable, not too heavy.
Good on a bike.
Good on a bike. Black crew socks. Our Legacy Armani khaki, kind of like what is that? Like a houndstooth?
Oh, yeah, some
Like a
type of
herringbone. It's like a
thing,
herringbone. Yeah, chevron. Yeah. And then just whatever shirt, like literally just whatever shirt is like the lightest fabric.
Mhm.
And at a certain point, it's just soaked, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And I know I smell like shit. I know I feel like shit. I know I look like shit. I don't care.
Right.
And then not wearing this now because I couldn't do the red and the pink, but my Emily Dawn Long washed black hat. Shout out Emily.
Yeah, she killed those hats.
Yeah.
Those are
And
really
then-
good.
And then the
jewels.
Gerb jewels, fam. Oh, and then
Fam's a
I guess-
Gerber.
damn, mad Our Legacy, shocker. Our Legacy,
Yeah, right. I mean,
Port Tangier sunglasses. What about
Yeah.
you? I broke my Eckhouse a lot of sunglasses.
How?
I don't know. I pulled them out of my pocket, and like when I got home one night, and one of the arms had snapped off.
It's a wrap. So they're like, you trashed them, or you're gonna?
I might try and get them repaired.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Those you wear those all the time. Damn, bro.
I know. What are your old reliables?
Well, I will say to you, bro, I thought by planning my fits and going nerd mode and how I've been railing against overpacking on this pod as we've been traveling recently, I found myself in the exact same boat. I fucked up. I can tell you what's not reliable is square toe Tom Ford era Gucci sleds. They destroyed me, bro. Luckily,
Well,
I had Band-Aids in my DOP kit
Ooh.
because I don't know why when I wear them in New York, they've been fine. And even though I'm doing more steps, it's almost like they waited for a sneak attack in Paris. They chewed me up, bro.
What was the hour walk in?
So it's funny because then I have another pair of Gucci sleds that I've been walking around and they're totally fine.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
So the footwear for me is I got to do better because yeah, bro, I think I've only I tried to wear those sleds. Those are done. I basically worn Stofa slippers and Gucci sleds and then these these like pop over tops have been really fucking easy and breezy. And
Really
I
nice.
have so many shirts that have, well, I don't know what, because I'm not wearing them on vacation. So I don't know why the fuck I brought them.
Damn, they're just gonna take up space.
Yeah, an absolute.
Did you bring
fucking
crazy
travesty.
because you're going on vacation? Did you bring wild vacation fits?
No, I think again, that's why I have my Samanamal suit. Want to get dressed up? Might even wear it tonight to dinner with Jenna. Look a little classy. Try to bring myself back from the brink with her.
Like a suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I want to look sexy.
Dress for the relationship you want.
dress for the man you want to be, guys. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the reliables. I'm trying to think what bottoms were reliable.
Hey, yo.
Oh, my Cobalt shorts.
Oh, nice.
Because what's the key thing? They steam out so well. So
Did they have a back pocket?
No.
That's why I didn't bring my linen ones. Because I'm like, if you're going to be out all day, you need storage. But the linen ones would have been great for the heat. But it's like, if you're in your home city, it's a different story, right? You get at the house, you complete the mission, you come back inside the house. Not so much if you're just tromping around and your schedule's fucking super flexy.
you need shirts with pockets. I mean, these don't have it, but like that's how I kind of justified the no back pockets on the Cobalt shorts.
Yeah. All right.
Excuse me.
Well, you got to get to dinner with wifey. Try to get back in her good graces. This has been another Paris Fashion Week and another episode of the Only Podcast Matters. I hope you guys were
Took
taking notes.
Yeah. A lot of good intel.
Sorry, Max. That's going to be one hell of a rec center. When this comes out, I'm trying to think what the schedule's looking like. If you're still listening,
let's see.
Yeah, when this comes out, July 1st, I think that we'll have our Emma Rogue pod that week. But then July 4th, we always take a break around July 4th.
Happy early birthday, brother.
Thank you. We will probably be back in the studio mid-July.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm looking right now.
We're taking like 1.5 weeks off.
Yeah. Just a little.
I think we're going to record on the 10th and drop a Boys Only on the 11th.
Yes, we are.
And then
so that'll be delayed that week.
And then get back to normal scheduling and shit. Yeah. Hopefully that Mexican OT comments have calmed down by then.
Yo, rappers are not politicians. Trying to have fun. Also, that's my family. Watch what you say.
Yeah. Also, every rapper is a Trump guy.
It is very funny. I mean, whoever still listening, our timing could not have been worse because people are like that was recorded before he found himself in a variety of hot waters.
I didn't even know that all that had happened. Yeah. Oh, shout out Zoran. You know.
Oh, that's right. TF bump.
I did have crazy. Wake up to 1,000 texts.
Yeah.
I did have crazy FOMO of not being in New York on Tuesday night.
It's finally some good news, dude. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes of good news.
Everyone in Paris is talking about Zoran, by the way, which is incredible. I don't know if you noticed that. I guess because it's New York and it's obviously like
but like French people.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right. Not just fucking people here from the States or from New York for that matter. It's been cool to talk about that as guys who have spent some time with him and also can just vouch for how fucking incredible of a guy he is.
Yeah, hopefully the vibe trips are coming. All right, this has been another episode of the Only Podcast Matters. Chef, donnez-moi une exit.
Au revoir.